What's happening, people, and welcome to the Rambling Dad podcast. And today I am joined by Joffie Houlton. What's happening, brother? You good?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, mate, I'm good. Long day at work, but you know, we got there, we made it. It sound.
I haven't been to work today, so I can't even say that I've had the same kind of day. Like, it's been a really chill day today. I sparred this morning. I had to go to a works do but you actually gave me the reason.
Oh, did you go? Yeah,
anymore. I went. So I showed up. I've been at this works do for like 2 hours. No, that's a lie. It was about an hour and a half. I set myself a timer. I was like, I'm leaving at 8 o'clock. Like, I don't really want to be here. Like, there's nothing wrong with going to a works do now and then, but like, I've got other things to do. And I was like, oh, I'm on a podcast later, so I can't stay forever, guys. Sorry, gonna have to get off. Like,
gave you the buyout, mate. Gave you the buyout. That's what
I needed. I needed it.
Happy to provide it, mate. Happy to provide it. So, first thing I was going to say to you, how was your day been? So we fucking covered that. That's absolutely smashed. So, how's your week been, mate? Because you had a couple of days off this week. You just been chilling, or?
So like, I'd like to say I've been chilling. I never really get to just chill, unfortunately. So this week's like a pretty steady week. A couple of days at work. You know, I've got the joys of still having a full-time job. But obviously officially signed to fight in December. So that's buzzing. Off the back of that obviously made me go, let's train. Not that I wasn't training, but let's up the
train.
Let's go. So we sparred today. It was steady, few rounds. It's like pretty steady week. Like I kind of my whole outlook is like killing everything with consistency. So I try not to deviate too much from doing anything special in my week. Like, I go to work the 5 days that I need to go. I train all of the times that I need to train. I try and keep it all as, it's not structure, it's just routine. Like, I'm still doing the same things. Like, I try and keep, I want to go to bed at the same time. I want to go to sleep at the same time. I want to wake up around the same time, because, you know, I don't think that you get good at things by being better than anyone. You just get good at being consistent and more consistent than the next guy. So, just a really steady week. How's your week been?
No, it's been sound, man, like I say. So, my wife, has changed massively in the last 18 months. Like I messaged you just before this, obviously might need to push it back a bit. Daughter's not going to sleep, all the rest of it. So the structure of my life was before sleeping quite late, stay up quite late, go to work, do all the bits. Obviously then had my daughter and everything changes, you know what I mean? So I now work 3 10-hour shifts a week. I drop some hours at work just to cover for like childcare and stuff, you know what I mean? Because that could be quite heavy on the cost. You know what I mean? You're talking anywhere between 50, 60 pounds a day. One of you might as well not bloody work by the end of the fucking month. You know what I mean? When you actually account for how many days you went to send them. So she goes 1 day a week, and then I've got my daughter on Monday, Tuesday, Friday. I work the Wednesday, Thursday, and the Saturday. We have a family day on the Sunday. So my week is heavy. You know what I mean? Constant dad life all day, Monday, Tuesday, work, and then dad life when I get home, Wednesday, Thursday, and then fucking dad life all day, Friday. Not complaining, love it. Wouldn't change it for the world. You know what I mean?
Wow,
but mate, just a heavy week.
Like, I don't have kids, so I can't kind of relate. I can't sit there and be like, I've got kids, but God, that's heavy. Like, and I think I've always thought this about kids. Like, childcare is such an insane thing that people have to pay for, because it's like, I don't have a choice. Like, I can't go to work with my child in my arms. For me, I could probably blag it. Like, I work from home most of the time. I do like 8 days a month in the office. So I'm like, if I had a child right now, I could blag it. I could be here. I could baby in this arm, work on the screen. Like, it's chilling. I've got.
Well, you think that until you get to a certain point, mate, and then the absolute fucking nutters running around, climbing over everything, causing mayhem, destroying the place, sticking their head in the toilet, fucking picking up the dog's water bowl and chucking it around the kitchen. I swear to God, mate, it gets wild. Like, it gets proper wild. But it's fun.
I like my life as it is. Like, my life's pretty comfortable at the moment. Like, it's not exactly where it's going to be forever, and it's not where I want it to be, but it's pretty comfortable. So, like, kids will have to wait for a little while, unfortunately.
You have got a dog though, mate. You're a dad dog. So how's Willow doing? She good?
She's chilling. Like, so I live on my own. But Willow lives with my mum because she's my mum, really. So I don't really get to see her as much. She used to live here with me, like when we all lived together. But I live on my own now. And then it's just so I get to see her. So that dog. Still classed as a dad dog. She's more like a needy girlfriend, to be honest. Like, it's
like every that's time just staffies, mate. They're just proper fucking quingy, aren't they?
They are. I've had like a couple in my life, and she's like another level. Like when I go and see her, another level. But she's ace. Like I was thinking about getting a dog for myself, but the problem is, I don't think it's fair because like I'm not here a lot. Like I'm not. I'm not home that much. Like I train. You know, I can be out even on my days off. I can be out like 10 hours plus of the day. And I just think like it's not really fair on the dog. Like, and I'm not
in all day
training because like that's just weird. I'm not taking my dog to and then it's like even when I work from home, you know, I'm here all day, but I can't. It doesn't mean I'm going to be here all day.
Give the attention.
Still in the morning, like I'm going to go train. Like it's not like I can just turn around and go, oh, well, I'll take you on a walk now. Like I've still got work to do. Like you know, my job will always have to come first because like that's how I pay bills, and like that's why.
I mean, so some of your fights could be overseas too. So then it's getting somebody to look after the dog and all the rest of it whilst you're away, and all comes into play, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean,
that's one of the things that like I always think about. So I have to contend with. It's not even just me going to fight. So like I'm going back to Paris in December. It's not just me going though. Like I've got to think like my mum's going, and then like you know my friends are going, and I'm like right, okay. So my mum was like right, I got to get a sitter for the dog. I'm like okay, and like my friends are like, so when are we going to book flights? Like what flights can we get? I'm like I don't know because Aries won't send me flights till like the week before. Like they'll send them me like before. I think it was 4 weeks out they sent them last time, and I'm like I can book everybody else's flights on the kind of assumption of what I'm going to get, but what if I don't get that? And then they book like, so MMA promoters are insane. They book like the dumbest flights because they just don't care. So my flight,
all they need is for you to get there on time.
Yes, but like, so I flew out last time. I flew out on the Tuesday, but Lofty and Carlos, who was also fighting on the card, going from Manchester, flew out on Wednesday. So I was like, right, this is long. Like, I'll go out on my ones. So I went out with, I went out on my own. I was chilling. They come the following day, so that was cool. Like I didn't really care. I think I was only there like a few hours on my own because I basically got there at night time, so I went straight to bed. Then Chris come out the day of the fight, so that was weird because we had to wait. Like he was like meeting us at the reception as we were about to go to the fight. We fought. I went across the road for a drink because you know have a like celebratory beer. Held the whole event.
One or two.
Yeah, like I think so. Genuinely, I don't really drink anymore. Which is another story in itself. But like I had like 2. We got on the coach back and we got in at like 1 a.m. So I had a quick shower, like unwind. Bro, my transfer for the fucking flight home was 5 a.m.
Fuck off.
So I was like, what are you doing? So I was on the flight home to the UK at 8 a.m. Bro, we touched down like in the UK at 8 a.m. UK time, like 8:30. And I was horrendous. I was like, I can't. But I drove. So my car was at the airport.
So you had to fucking drive back to the house as well.
Driving home and I'm sat there like, why? Like, why have we? This is ridiculous. Got home, had like an hour's nap, and then went and had like a celebratory meal with my friends. But I was just like, they picked the, like fight promoters picked the maddest flights. Because they just don't care. Like, they just got to get you about. Bellator did the same thing years ago. They flew me at like stupid o'clock in the morning. I think I had to be at the airport at like 2 a.m. I was like, this is dumb. And then when they flew me back, it was like first thing in the morning. It was like, and I was hanging.
Must be saving them some pennies, mate. As summit. That must be why they're doing it. Yeah, I
mean, I would spend a little. Like, I'd take it from my purse, fly me a bit later.
Yeah.
Like, let me sleep. Like, take it. I just want to have a nap. Like, because the thing is, you don't get back from, and like most fighters would agree with this. Even if you're a prelim guy, and it depends on the show, because I know that like if you're a prelim guy in say the UFC, they'll take you back. Bellator did the same. Like if you're a prelim guy, you're on early, we'll take you back to the hotel. You can go back to the hotel. Do you think? But if you're like Aries was like one coach. So it's like we all
everybody
left at
on
the
it.
same time. Yeah, like I think it was like 2 coaches, but like we all left at the same time. They were waiting for me because they were like, "Where's Joffie gone?" And I forgot to tell them that I was going to get a beer. But so it's like I look at that and I'm like I got back at 1 a.m. and you wanted me to fly like 6 hours later. What are you doing? It's horrible. Like, and I stayed up most of the night because I was pretty excited. So it really ruined it for me because I was like, I'm knackered. They just don't care. Like you're there to do a job. I get it, but like take it out of my purse, send me back an hour later.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Just go for it. Yeah, I mean, so in your interview with Ola, like I said to you, I watched that, and you don't like to define yourself as a fighter. Yeah, I mean, you're Joffie. You're a lot more than a fighter. So
I'm not a fighter. I'm not a fighter. Yeah. Like
you're just a man that goes in a cage every now and again and does bits and bobs.
I don't like. Why are you defined by your sport? Do you know what I mean? Like,
or career, or
or your career, or whatever you're doing. Like there shouldn't be these kind of shackles. Like I'm a fighter, like because I'm not. Like okay, so I'm a fighter to you, but like to my mom, I'm a son. Like to my friends, I'm a friend. Like to my ex, I'm probably a dickhead, but it's like I look at I'm just not defined by that. Like I used to compete in cycling. Does that make me a cyclist? No. I used to play basketball. I'm not a baller.
Ex-cyclist, mate. Ex-basketballer.
But I'm not any of these things. Like, and I just kind of look at it like it's bigger than that, innit? Like if you start defining yourself like by this one thing, like I'm a fighter. Like, look, I've lost fights before, but I can kind of walk away from the fights that I've lost and go, but this isn't like the only thing that I am. Like, this isn't the be all and end all. Like, yo, MMA is cool. We all love it. That's why we're sat on a podcast right now. It's why, you know, I'm able to do the things that I can do. I can enjoy it, but like, it's not everything in this life, man. Like, it's just 100%. Not. And people that are like, I'm a fighter through and through, are like, yo, cool. If that's you, that's you. It's not who I am. I've got no intention of being that person. I'm not going to make out like I am. Like, I'm just Joffie. Like, I like fighting. Yeah. I've had a couple of scraps. I'm always down for one. Like, but
that's kind of where I was going with this. So, like, I wanted to know who you are. Yeah, I mean, tell me, who is Joffie outside of MMA? Like, who are you? Where are you from? What was it? How did you grow up? Yeah, I mean, because what are you, 30?
I'm 30. I'm old.
Yeah, I'm 30. I'm 32, mate. I might not look it. I've got a baby face. 32 years old. Yeah, I mean, I'm closer to 40 than I am 20, mate. That is a fucking hard one to take, like, I'll tell you that. So yeah, you've got a couple of years on me, young stud. So don't you fucking worry about it. But yeah, tell me a bit about you, because we're not too far apart. Yeah, I mean, we would have had probably similar styles of childhood. I was from Warrington originally. I think I might have said,
around the corner. Around the corner.
Yeah, but I live in Scotland now. I've been here for 12 years or something. Met my missus on holiday in Turkey, a long distance thing for a year, then moved up. She was at uni, I was just working, and the rest is fucking history. But tell me about you, mate. Yeah, I mean, who is Joffie?
Bro, I grew up in Stoke. I'm still here. Like, I love this city dearly. I think, like, the funny thing is, I find that a lot of people say it about their city, but Stoke, like, gets a particularly bad rap from people that live in and are born in Stoke, because there isn't nothing here. Yeah. But I wouldn't change it for the world. I love this city. Like, I can't wait to get to a point where I can give back to the city. So, like, you'll see that oftentimes somebody will be like, yo, I'm stuck for a coach this week. And I'm like, I got you. Like, why? Because there's a team, a kickboxing team, Kamikaze Kickboxing, like, that is.
You're about to talk about young Damien.
No, not Damien, actually, but
he's
Damo,
fucking impressive, by the way.
Bro, Damo's sick. Like, so Damo, totally off topic, but Damo, he works with the same strength and conditioning coach as me. And,
right, okay.
When he was on that last fight, my strength and conditioning coach said to me, like, a couple of days before, yo, let me know how it looks. Like, let me know how this goes. And I seen him when I come in, and we ain't really spoke before, but obviously, like I say, he's from the city, so I'm always gonna have love for you. And I remember seeing him and thinking, like, yo, kid looks sharp, like, but let's see what goes down. And after the first round, I was like, this kid's got it. Like, no need to rush him. He's young. He's so young.
Yeah.
Don't
16, is he? 17?
16. But do you know what the thing is with Damien, right? The kid has got a good heart. Yeah. A very good heart. So he won a bonus on that show. I like when he got the knockout. So obviously Rich from Eric's did the bonus. I was like, Richard, I'm telling you, this is the boy. Like this is, and not only is he a boy, he's the good kid. So I was like, cool. So I said to him anyway, I was like, look, I'm gonna take a pair of shorts. We're gonna give him a second pair of shorts as a minimum. Like, because I know he's 16. Of course he doesn't have a ton. He's 16. It's not like he's out here working a job, is it? Like I earn a half decent penny. I know he's not earning like that. So, but when he got the bonus, right? So he rings my strength and conditioning coach so he fought the Saturday. He rings my strength and conditioning coach on the Monday. My strength and conditioning coach messages me straight after, and he says, Damo's just rung me and says, oh, I might not be in tonight. And he's like, why? Why are you not coming to train? And he was like, I want to take my mum out with the money that I won.
What a boy, mate.
Fucking good kid. Good kid. Yeah, and I'm like, and that is why, because the people in this city are amazing. They're all like that. And I'm like, I want to do something for this city. So like I was saying about Kamikaze. So it's a small team and they have a lot of youth athletes there. I was like, cool. Their coach needed surgery on his hip. And he put it out there like, yo, can anybody cover for me? I'm like, this is like 3 weeks after I just had that knockout. I was like, I got you. And everyone's like, you're going to do it. I'm like, yeah. Why? Like, give back to the city, innit? City. The city's always been here for me. I'm always be here for the city.
Yeah, so, I've got the time. Why not?
Yeah, like, I've got the time. I don't need money. Like, you don't need to pay me for it. Let me just help. Because if there's another up-and-coming athlete in the city that can get something from this, excellent.
Yeah.
And then one of his team, randomly messaged me and was like, can you corner me tonight? I was like, I was at one show. I was at a show with Dan, my strength and conditioning coach. I was like, yo, we need to hurry up. It's like, why? I was like, we need to get back to Stoke. I got to corner somebody. Gets there, corners the kid, Kalo. Mate, we drove an hour back from Bolton to Stoke. Quickest hour you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Corners my boy, Kalo, and he literally smashes the guy in the first. And I was like, done. Amazing. We can go home.
Going home.
Bed. Like, successful day. Done. But fantastic, for me, right. So I grew up here. I was an obese child. Like, don't have any odds about speaking on it. I was 22 stone at 15.
Fucking hell. I wasn't that heavy, but I was fucking heavy myself, like, honestly. Not now, you know what I mean? Skinny malarkey now, like, but I was a pretty chunky kid. Like, got bullied in high school for being fat and all sorts, mate.
Same.
I mean? It was brutal.
I was terrored. And then I lost like a lot of my weight in like one summer, like through cycling. Then I kept cycling, got kind of all right at it, not amazing, was okay. Had enough of that, played basketball for a little while, had enough of that, played American football for a little while, had enough of that, found MMA, still haven't had enough. Been to uni twice, have 0 degrees, because that's what I do.
Awesome.
Had the best
time. The experience.
I had the best experience. I recommend uni to everybody. I wish I'd finished my degrees. I'll probably go back and get one day. But I was way too young. I used to work in hospitality. I've managed clubs, bars, restaurants, which is why I don't really drink anymore, because you see the worst side of people. And now I work for a gambling company and I fight sometimes, and I have a really, really quiet life, or as best as possible. Sounds
ideal in your 30s, brother. Sounds ideal in your 30s. You know what I mean?
Just
like we said the other day, fucking goals in life, and it's just fucking hits different, doesn't it?
Yeah, like it's very much. I remember being like, let's say, I don't know, 22, and like my whole mission, like my MO, my end game was like, let's get out, let's get on the sesh, let's work, let's do work and work really hard, because that's what we do, but let's play really hard. And I have no shame saying it. I lived for the sesh. Like, I absolutely lived for the sesh. Like, not drug wise, because that's just never personally been me. But I live for being on the piss with my mates. And now, like, yo, you're lucky you get 2 beers in me. Like, if you get 2 beers in me, you've done something well. Even so, take UFC London. You were there. I had like 1 drink after Tom's fight. Like one. And then was like,
back at the hotel.
Yeah, back at the hotel. I didn't have any at the show because it's not what I do.
You're there to watch the show.
Yeah. And then I had 1 at the hotel. 1. And then took my ass home.
Bounced.
Yeah, it's just not.
Probably decent, mate, because it was fucking expensive in that hotel. I'll tell you that.
It was expensive. It wasn't. But like, the way I look at it is some things ain't for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, some things just ain't for everybody. It used to really be for me. It used to really, really be for me. It's just not anymore. It's one of them things.
That's it. The same as me, mate. Like I said, you're lucky to get 2 or 3 drinks. And me, like, I had a drink. Did I even have a drink on my fucking birthday? I think my 30th birthday, I opened a bottle of Bud. I got halfway through it and never even fucking finished it. You know what I mean? I just sat there and just went warm and stale and went, fuck off, poured it down the sink. And then after that, I could probably count on one hand how many times I've had a drink with UFC match. To be fair, I went a bit heavy UFC match. That was my first UFC event as well. So I did have a good few fucking pints that night. And I was surprised how well I held it, given that I hadn't actually drank for a good fucking 12 months before it or something. You know what I mean? But I done all right. And then there, like I said, I must only had about 3 beers or something all night. Fucking 4 beers or something. And that was it.
So, like, hang on. I'm trying to work out my timeline. Who was March? March was Kamaru Usman 2.
Yeah, and Leon Edwards. Yeah.
Bro, I was there. Fucking
no
sick
way,
of him.
mate.
Yeah. I think how many events
we have been a fucking ball hair away from each other for God knows how long. Yeah.
Nah, like we will have quite a few times. Like I've been. So of the last UFCs in London, I think obviously post-COVID, since they returned, I think I've only missed one. I'm trying to think what I missed. Oh, I missed Tom versus Blades. Didn't go for that.
Yeah.
Because outside of Blade, like Tom Blades, I wasn't really interested. I was like, the rest of the card's a bit trash. Like Tom was the only one I was interested in.
I mean, so everybody played down this with July as well, didn't they? Everyone was like, "Oh, this is fucking shite." Blah blah blah. Like, what? Even people were trying to slag the main event, and I'm like, Marcin Tybura is a top 10 fucking heavyweight. He's a solid dude and a decent opponent for him to go up against. And they made the light work of him too. Unbelievable.
It's so hot, right? So it's so hard because what people don't really get is that it's really hard to build a card in a different area when you have to consider that the predominant viewership that you're going to have is in a different time zone. Yeah. So like a really good example is when they do a card in Australia or New Zealand. They do it at Sunday morning because you guys enjoy morning MMA. You guys have it. Why? Because for the Americans, for us, it's still at night. Still like night time because that's what we need. Because we need that later viewership. And like for me, I understand why it's hard with, like, say, doing London because, you know, like Tom's a huge draw. But then, like, you can't put loads of huge draws on that card because you've got to think about the viewership. And then if you do, are we going to ask everybody to fight at 3 a.m, 4 a.m, 5 a.m? I don't think we are. Are
the O2 going to have a license for that? Are they going to be allowed to run it? Yeah, a lot more things come into it than what people think about, really, don't it?
Yeah, like I liken it to when I used to run like nightclub events and shit. Because I still have my personal license. But like I always was very aware of the fact that like if my licensed hours were to say 4 a.m, I'm turning shit off at 3:30. That's my license.
I'm not fucking always. I've got a personal license myself, mate. I don't have a manager, but retail management is what I'm in. Not naming the place. So I like to keep this shit separate. But yeah, I mean, got that as well. And it's the same thing. Like there's certain things that go on. It's like, oh, come on, mate. And you're like, nah, like my job's not worth you getting that, mate. Yeah, I mean, like
exactly. And that's kind of how I look at it. So you have to have that kind of understanding when it comes to MMA events, and that's cool. Like I don't mind it. Look, I think the London shows are really good. I think it's a great showcase for UK talent. You know, like I'm looking at 2024. I'm like, yo, do a show July 2024. Do a show in July 2024. I'm gonna get 2 more fights before then. One in December, I'll get one other. Do a show July 2024. Bring a heavyweight. I'm about. Like I'm about. I'm always about. And
you, Mick, and fucking the big man on one card. That'd be incredible.
So I can't give any insider info away. Obviously.
That'd be a mega takeover, that, bro. You know it. Yeah, I mean,
it would, but I don't think it would happen. Like my understanding of where things are at, I can't see that being a possibility. I could see me and Mick being on a card. I could even see Pavel, joining us easily. I don't see us being on the same one.
I think there's some sneaky things for Tom in there that you know about that
I don't know nothing. Mate.
Under wraps. Yeah.
I'm just the guy sitting in my kitchen at 9 at night. Have a word. I don't know nothing. Like, why would I know something? what the hell would I know? How would
No,
I?
no, that on it.
But if I did know something, what I would say is that it would seem to me unlikely that we would all be on the same card, especially not here.
Right. Okay. I mean, most of his fights recently have been in the UK, so it would be good to get him out there, showcasing to the US and wherever else that they might want to stick him. Yeah, I mean, because like you say, he's a massive draw, and I think anywhere that he goes, he's going to be pulling that in.
Like,
so it's going to be incredible.
I think for me, like he called the shot in it, and he kind of outlined his own plan.
Yeah.
I would argue that the UFC's plan's a little different, and I think Cyril's kind of made it quite evident that his plan's a little bit different. But it all
didn't even want him get in the ring, well, in the octagon after the fight or nothing. Cyril didn't even want to look at him or call him out. And now, I mean, he kind of avoided it completely.
Makes sense. Cyril's right.
Yeah.
It makes sense on everyone's standpoint, everything that happened, right? So let's look at the heavyweight situation. Jones won, Stipe already confirmed fighting for the title. Pavlovich weighing in as backup. Yeah, so we've got those three. We'll put them to one side. They're going to sit here for 1 second. Okay. Yeah. You have current ranking would be, I believe it currently goes Jones champion, Cyril gone 1, Stipe 2, Pavlovich 3, Tom 4. Yeah.
Tom, yeah.
So, Tom, I'll fight the winner of Spivak Gone. Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Gone. He's going to sit there and go, well, I'm next in line for the title because I just want to fight. Kind of makes sense because you're number 1. Pavlovich goes, well, I'm back up, so I don't have to say anything because I'm going to go next anyway.
I should be getting it anyway. Yeah.
Like, the backup guy always goes next. So he's sitting there going, well, I'm next anyway. Stipe doesn't have to say nothing, and Jones doesn't because they're already fighting.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Jones is only talking about, like, Jones has spoke about Tom. Jones ain't spoke about Gone since he smashed him. I like Gone, like, seems like a lovely guy. You're not fighting for the strap next.
Yeah, definitely not happening. Off that win or whatever.
You're not.
No.
You're not. Like, the only way you would be considered to fight for the strap is if Jones retired. Because Jones walked you. And then if you do fight for the strap, do you beat Pavlovich? I don't think you do.
Mate, he's got some hands on him, that man, as well. You've seen the one clip that I always go back to is Pavlovich on the beach. He's underneath a pier and he's just shadow boxing. He's throwing hands, mate, and it is rapid. I'm just like, holy fuck, look at him. Like, honestly, he's a scary looking individual. But
yeah,
outside of striking, there's many paths to victory against him, I think, and Gan's just not got those skills. Where Tom, if that matchup ever happened, probably does. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like, if you look at the division, Tom's significantly more well-rounded than anyone there is. And I'm like, then outside of Jones, like, who? Do you know what I mean? Like, and maybe I'm biased because, like, obviously I train with him, but I don't think I really am. Like, I think you can even
look at it subjectively, objectively, regardless of training with him, and just look at the skill sets and look at what people have achieved so far and the type of opponents they've came against already. And like I say, objectively make an opinion on that without the bias in there quite easily. You know what I mean? I don't think that's anything.
Look, I think it would be really cool if, you know, he was to match up with any of those guys. I think it'd be ace. Like, I'll really enjoy the training camp. Can't wait.
Oh, they're all mega fights.
All mega fights. Like, but then you also have to look at it, and when we were kind of talking about, like, the areas that people are shown in, makes sense to kind of keep Cyril in Paris. Like, he's a ridiculous draw in Paris. The crowd in Paris, even, like, I didn't go, I was obviously watching through the TV. The crowd was insane. Like,
sounded like a football stadium, didn't it?
Yeah, and it was singing. It was next
everything.
level. It was next level.
Yeah.
And I'm like, keep Cyril in France for a little while. Just send another one to Paris. Like, where, like, just put Cyril in Paris again. That makes sense.
Yeah. Like,
it doesn't, he's not a draw stateside. But then, like, who's not from the States is a draw stateside. That's the difficulty, isn't it? But you know, I think there's a lot of good fights towards the tail end of the year. You know, interested to see how it all kind of pans out more than anything.
Yeah, see how it all goes over the next few months. Be nice to see what happens with those fights in December, and then what happens in the early stages of next year, and then even bringing it back round to getting the London cards for yourself, or I mean, you make, like you say, anyone else on that card would be interesting, whether it be March, whether it be, or you're fighting in December, aren't you? So you, depending.
I'm ready for March. Flash, I can be ready for March.
Flash knockout again. Just boom.
Nah,
let's rock and roll. Let's do it.
Yo, fuck that. We'll go 3 hard 5s. I'll still be ready for March. Fuck that.
Boom. Easy.
I don't give a fuck. Like, yo, we'll turn around. If you tell me to turn around for, I can fight in December, right? And we could have the 3 hard 5s. If you tell me to turn around for January, I'll turn around. Here's what it is. Like,
mate.
There's obviously
got to respect that mentality, man.
There's the impact on the body, but it's like, like, so what? Like, so when I was an AMI, I had 5 fights in the first year of AMI because it was just like, yo, get the fights. If somebody offers me something that's worth it, and is like, if the UFC was to turn around and go, yo, we're thanking you for this event. Well, yes, because the UFC wants me. Yeah. Then absolutely.
I'm not fucking going to say no to that opportunity, am I? You know what I mean?
Like, you're never going to say no to that. Never. Not even a thing. Wouldn't even consider saying no.
Yeah.
Let Uncle Dana call me. Bro, Dana, ring my phone. Like, we'll have a little convo. It'd be buzzing.
Yeah.
Like, and then sign me up, roll out, have a laugh, be funny as shit. And then we're fucking golden.
Boom, rock and roll.
Yeah. Like, everyone has that whole overarching goal. Mine is obviously the UFC. I'm never going to turn them down if they call. So if they call short notice, then you sack up, don't you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You see a few fighters turn down, for example, DDP turning down a title fight, and then obviously Dana doesn't like people that turn down fights and all the rest of it. And it's like, mate, what are you doing? You've just been offered a title fight there, and you've turned it down. But it goes back to that where you go, December, fuck it, January, I'm ready, let's rock and roll. Where they could say, I think it was DDP, not slating him anyway. I mean, it was a phenomenal performance against Robert Whittaker. Was not expecting that at all. But to be turning down a title fight is just like, come on, man. Like, how much time you needing? Like, you've got a fucking plateau on the stage of the world there, and you could have took that.
It's weird because he said he broke his foot, and I'm like, okay, so cool, you broke your foot. Like, cool, go off, do whatever you need. But then, like, as Adesanya, I almost feel like you need to kind of, he's done you a favor. Like he did Adesanya a favor in the sense that, like, Adesanya probably should have just took a bit of time off. He's a very active guy. Very active, yeah. And I'm like, maybe just take some time off. Cool. Like, look, the Strickland loss is what it is. I'm still mind blown by it because what got me about the whole aspect was, like, Strickland just kept walking forward, and it was like, it was almost just disdain for his striking. It was just like, I don't care. Like, I'm here for a scrap. And I think, like, there's that mentality will take you really, really far. That could take you really, really far. Like, it's a double-edged blade. Take you to the
middleweight championship of the fucking world, mate.
No, like, it legitimately can. Like, it's a double-edged blade, definitely, because, like, look at how it worked against Pereira. Yeah, I'm going to walk forward. But you're asleep.
Boom. Good night.
Then, if you don't get clipped, Philly shell, rolling, boom, boom, boom. There's been enough memes about it made. I genuinely thought in the first round that the shit was done.
Yeah.
But then we also, that whole thing with the ref. I'm just.
But I also think it might be the whole shit with, it was Mark Goddard that was reffing it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely love Mark. Phenomenal ref. Yeah. I mean, respect due where it's fucking due. I feel like he's been getting a lot of backlash from fans and on social media recently about some of the calls that he's made, saying he's been calling them too soon. He should be letting people carry on and fight on the shield and go out. And he's maybe taken that on board a little bit, and he's probably let things run, because there's been a couple of times he seems to have let things run a little bit longer that I thought, I think he would have stopped that before this backlash he's received in the last few weeks. But again, I'm not saying he's the man that then listens to all these couch idiots and takes everything that they're saying on board and goes, yeah, maybe I should be listening. He's well fucking, established within his career, and his opinion is well more respected than most. Like, so
my thing is, like, if you turn around and be like, oh, let a fight go out on a shield, fuck you. Fuck you. Like, I don't fucking need to take that damage. Yo, if I'm getting like rocked to fuck,
Yeah.
I'm the first guy to go when I'm getting banged out. Yeah, man. Like,
Thanks.
I get why you did that. You've just saved me serious brain damage. I always like think of like I can't think of his name, but there's a boxer and he got hit in the back of the head and he's now like very disabled as direct consequence
right.
of it.
Okay.
And that can happen to us. Now,
yeah,
the studies kind of show, or the information that's out there so far shows there's a greater prevalence for CTE in boxing than there is for MMA. Now, again, very, very little studies on CTE, and it can only be seen after. But the reason is there's like a residual concussion damage, the concussive damage that you get in boxing. So, for example, you could get a standing 8 count where you're concussed and then continue, whereas with MMA, you're probably going to take three hits on the deck and we're done. But what I would say is like, it's all well and good saying go out on your shield, but like that's a discussion that you have to have beforehand. You meet the refs beforehand. Refs come in the back, yo, you okay? Like, these are the rules. You got any concerns? Is there anything you want to address?
Yeah.
If you're that guy that's like, I want to go out on my shield, say it to the ref beforehand. Listen, unless I'm gone, don't stop it. Yeah. If that's you, do that. If that's you, do that. But like, it's not. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but it's not the place of armchair fans to be turning around and going, yeah, you let it go too long, or you didn't let it go long enough. Like a ref, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like, he knows what he's doing. That's it. He does that as a profession. You don't. Like,
he's done the courses. He's got plenty of experience under him. Yeah, I mean, like,
I won't even say the courses. Like, he's seen it firsthand. And I think like protecting fighter safety, if you watch Thai boxing, those guys protect fighters' safety. Those guys are diving to catch people's heads before they hit the mat so there isn't extra concussive damage. That's some serious stuff. And that's the kind of things that you want. Like, that guy, that third person in there is there to protect you from it going too far. Because ultimately, if, say, I'm stuck in a choke and someone decides not to let go, I'm dead. Like, goodbye. See you never.
Yeah.
I don't, like, it doesn't need to be that way. And, I think like a lot of refs Herb Dean gets a lot of backlash for it. I'm like, man, just, know that they've done you a massive favor 9 times out of 10. Aljo was complaining about his stoppage. And I'm like, Aljo, you took like 4 clean shots straight to the dome, undefended, and then rolled to your belly.
Rolled to your belly, yeah. I agree with that one.
Like, let it go. You could have maybe done that whole thing where you'd have just like, nah, man.
Yeah.
Let it go. Like,
he never protested too much after the fight, directly after it. You know what I mean? In the octagon, never really protested at all. Like, I don't think he did at all. And then after the fact, he's then come out and said a few bits and bobs as well. But no, I agree with that. Like, that's what I've said to people as well when I've been speaking to them about it. And I'm like, mate, he rolled on his belly.
Yeah.
He showed him his back. But what more do you want? He was about to just start taking more digs. It wasn't going to stop. He wasn't going to be able to like intelligently defend himself. It was done.
Intelligent defense is like such a nuanced topic, and it's the same. At this stage has become very much the same as 10-8s for me, because I'm like, the nuance of this topic is things that are things that people need to stop discussing on a daily. Turning around and going like, oh yeah, he's not intelligently defending. There's a lot of intelligence to defense that people go, that's not intelligent defense. And I'm like, but it really is. Like, it really is, because the shots aren't landing. Or like, oh, that was a 10-8. Why have you... Alexa Grasso in the 5th round was not a 10-8. I'm like,
no.
How have you considered this a 10-8?
If the 5th was a 10-8, so was the 2nd.
The 2nd was more of a 10-8. The 2nd was more of a 10-8. But I'm like, you had like a minute. Valentina was winning 2.5, 3 minutes, maybe 3.5 minutes of that 5th round. And I'm like, you scored this at 10-8. I'm like, that judge, I'm not going to say shouldn't be allowed to judge, but we need to question that. I don't think judges should be held accountable. I don't think they should be held accountable, because I have 2 close friends who are judges. But I also think we're opening a whole gateway of stuff. But I've also seen the abuse that judges get after calls.
That's the other. So when I was speaking to Arnold Owen, he said it's a very thankless job. Nobody goes up and says, "Fucking well done, great score in there for a judge." You know what I mean? After a fight, when they've got it right and everyone's happy. You know what I mean? But one little thing wrong, like that 10-8, all gets blown up and everyone's on it straight away, whether it's fucking Twitter or wherever it is. You know what I mean? Somebody's always got an opinion on it, and it's like he says, a thankless job.
Easy way of resolving this. Super easy way of resolving it. Open scoring.
You reckon?
Open scoring.
All the way, yeah.
Do it. Put it up. End of every round. This judge scored this. This judge scored. Boom. Because if we got any questions at the end of the fight, let's have some accountability. But the bullshit scores would stop really quickly.
Yeah.
And I don't always think it's intentional. But open scoring is the way. I am not sold there is any other way of doing this.
Yeah.
Like, yo, put the scores up. One, it's better for the fighters. People will go into rounds sometimes, like come to the end of a round and be like, did I win that round? Open scoring.
Well, that's what I was about to say. I was about to say that to you. If open scoring, though, how do you think that's going to affect the mentality of some of them when they go? So obviously, if you see you losing, you're like, fucking right, I need to turn it up. Or if they see somebody's getting fucking smashed, and they maybe give up. You know what I mean? They maybe look at it and go, oh, fuck, is there any point in this next round? You know what I mean? I've been absolutely battered here. Where you could get that Hail Mary head kick or that, whatever it'll be, you know what I mean? But
right, okay, but then I also look at it and go, if you've got something tangible, like, because it's not about the fights where you're being smashed. It's about the fights where it's like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I can turn around and go, oh, this is hella close, I need to give it my all. But what if I was wrong? If I didn't know the scores and I was like, this is hella close, but I'm up.
Yeah.
I'm up. I know it. I took him down twice in the first, once in the second. Had a little bit of control time. I'm up. Then I get to the end of the fight. I'm like, what? You didn't score it that way? Because he caught me. You didn't score it for me, but I took him down. Because the scoring system is, because there's not like, there's criteria to work off, but it's not stringent. It's not like, this is how it works. This is, you get X amount of points for this. That's always going to be difficult because it's always going to be subjective.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's open scoring would at least let you know where you're at in the fight. I'm an advocate for open scoring.
What about using the range of the scoring a little bit more? So I've heard somebody, I can't remember who it was now, but I heard somebody discuss that, saying, so always getting 10-9s, 10-8s. Very, very rare you'll get a 10-7. Why are we not seeing the 6s in there or the 5s? Or like, why does that need to be a completely dominant performance? Maybe I don't know, it's 10. You always got to get a 10. Like, you've won that round, so you've got 10.
So it's obviously,
or if
based off
again,
the boxing,
it'd be score-based criteria. You know what I mean? So it's a fucking tough one. You get, like, I don't know, would it be like BJJ? You get so many points for a takedown. Transition, you get
fuck that.
Yeah, they'd be fucking mental, wouldn't it?
Just putting this out there, if you work the IBJJF scoring system, you are a pussy. Don't care. So here's my thing, right? The whole scoring system is based on the boxing 10-point must. Okay, 10 points for the winner, 9 or less for the loser. Even in boxing, do you understand how difficult it is to get an 8-point round? There's no need for us to be. The fact that 10-7s even occasionally come up means that the referee should have stopped this fight.
Yeah, that was a wild fucking dominant performance.
If you like, so 10-8, I've won the round. 10-9, I've won the round. 10-8 means I've absolutely dominated this person to the point where it's ridiculous. Like, I'm so far ahead that I've won 2 rounds worth in one.
Yeah.
The fact that 10-7s exist are insane. We don't need to go further down the scoring criteria. Changing the criteria on what we score would give an unfair weighting to certain styles. So the reason I say this is you brought up the IBJJF scoring system. So you get 2 points for a takedown, 4 points for mount, 4 points for back control, but only if you have hooks. Body triangle does not count. You know, if you go knee on belly, it's 3 points, like side control, whatever, right? Okay, so then we'll have BJJ practitioners and wrestlers who have stunning guard passing, that will just melt through your guard, go to mount, put themselves back in guard,
play the point game for the fight,
and play the point game. Shit. Like, don't get me wrong, I've been that guy a couple of times. I've been to Jits comps. I've realized that this guy might sub me.
I've also realized you told me you were trash.
I've sat there and gone, I'm 6 points up.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'm just gonna keep melting your guard a little bit. I'm known for like when I do jits, I'm known for like just slow cook, like chill, like we're just fucking ease our way through this. But you don't want to give somebody that opportunity. Like when there is a point scoring system, and in games and sports where there are point scoring systems, there will always be a meta. And the problem with having a meta is it gives an unfair advantage. It's just the way of life, unfortunately. The meta with BJJ comps is literally look at IBJJF top level. Yeah. Get a takedown, get one pass, stall. You're boring.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not interested. And if you were to give that kind of scoring system in MMA, you would create a meta where you would just have ultra wrestling dominant people who just melt through guard passing, don't really do a lot. And it's just like, what would we gain from that?
Yeah. It would lose a fan base as well, because people already fucking moan when people start going into grappling. You know, I mean, people get into grappling stage, people are booing in the crowd and everything. I'm like, fuck you. Like, actually go and try that. Go and try it. Find out how humbled you're going to be quickly. How quickly you're going to be fucking humbled. And you think you can go in there and
it's fucking boring. I know.
Unless you can respect it a little bit.
No, fuck that. I love grappling.
I like it. As long as they're active and they're trying to get through transitions and shit, and they're actually trying to be advance, and they're still throwing some strikes or whatever. They're not just holding on to them, and you know what I mean, sitting in a guard or pulling guard or whatever it is. Yeah, it's fun. You know what I mean?
Grappling's boring as fuck, man. Grappling, I love grappling. Like, don't get me wrong.
Are you a purple belt?
Yeah, I'm a purple belt.
Coming from a purple belt, folks, grappling is boring as fuck.
Bro, I love grappling. I will not watch anything other than ADCC.
Right. Okay. Have you been to any of the events?
I did the ADC British Open a couple of years ago. Okay. Like 2019, I think it was. I don't know.
Right.
2017. A while ago. I won't watch anything other than ADCC. I won't watch, like, I used to have a Flow subscription. I don't have a Flow subscription anymore. I won't watch. Now and then I watch Eddie Bravo Invitational and Combat Jiu-Jitsu. The Combat Jiu-Jitsu is slightly more interesting. But even that, the rule set doesn't really work with me, the get downs and stuff. I'm not a huge fan. EBI is all right. But I'll only really watch ADCC because they're trying to sub. But, like, IBJJF, it's not interesting to watch. There's a reason.
Because, like you say, the point system. Everybody just tries to play the game.
Yeah. But then we have this other issue, which is like it's a complete other end of the scale. Sub only. Sub only can be relatively boring because some guys will go, I just want to leg lock you. And their opponent might go, I just don't want to be leg locked.
Yeah, I'm just going to defend this all fucking day and sit here.
You're boring. I don't want to watch that. Like, it's not interesting. So then it's like, where do we find the happy medium? So EBI obviously started doing their overtime rounds. Cool. You're boring. I don't want to see Spiderweb or the back. I'm so bored. Like, grappling is cool. I like grappling. It will always be my favorite aspect of martial arts. Yeah. But do not get it twisted. It is fucking boring to watch.
I suppose you probably for hours and hours and hours, but
I like, and the thing is for me, if you watch my fights and I'm grappling, I genuinely don't care if you're bored. I'm trying to win.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to win.
Bit of a difference in there, isn't there? Yeah, I mean,
that's where the difference comes. Like, the difference comes where, and that's where, like, guys like Khabib, I firmly believe knew his style was boring. Don't care. Just trying to win.
Yeah.
Like, don't have to care. Best in the world.
Smash pass, press pass them as much as he can. Yeah, I mean, and hold you there.
For me, you know, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I just don't think grappling's very interesting to watch.
No, that's fair, man. That's fair. I mean, so obviously we've gone extensively into MMA here. let's talk about how you got started into it then. So obviously you say like grappling, you love it. Is that where you started? Was it Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu you started in, or was it MMA? You started quite late as well, didn't you?
Yeah, man. So I've been doing this almost to the day since my amateur debut, 6 years. So I've been training like 6.5.
Right. Okay.
No, about 6 years.
Right.
6 years, 3 months is what I've been training roughly.
Right.
I had my first AMI after about 3 months of training. So I started at a local gym in Stoke-on-Trent with. I don't even want to say that he's fought with Ross Poynton. He was in the UFC many years ago.
Right. Okay.
Straight up say it's not very good, is what it is. If you've got a problem with it, Ross, come find me. I'm in your city. Not a problem.
Thought we weren't offending anybody today, mate.
I don't care. Like, some people are just bad people. Some people are just shit people. And if you're a shit person, I don't really care. Like, I live in Stoke.
I'll tell you.
Like, same city, same friends. If you're looking for me, I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, I started with him. And after about probably 2 months of training, I moved to a jiu-jitsu school and was like, I just want to know that when I grapple with people, I am good. I can do that. And then I mostly focused on jiu-jitsu for a long time. And then was like, yo, my strike is dog water. So it was like, I need to expand my horizons. Moved to SPG in Manchester. And then moved to Top Team. And now I'm just training with Tom.
Right, okay.
But what got me started was my friend. My friend used to fight. His name's Stefan. And I've been to watch a few of his. And I used to watch UFC a lot when I was a kid with my uncle. I remember watching like Chuck Liddell and being like, I was so impressed with Chuck. Like Chuck was the guy. Like, be like, I'm like, that was who I wanted to be. And I remember watching all these events with my uncle, and I never really thought much of it. I did a little bit of kickboxing for like 6 months as a kid, but couldn't really afford to keep it up. And we were all watching UFC at my house one day, back when I lived in my old house. Like, my friends lived with me, and we were all just watching UFC. Stefan had a fight coming up, and I was like, bro, I could fucking do this. I could do this. And he's like, Joff, it's not that simple. I'm like, and I was that guy that was like, you could never grapple me on the ground like that, bro. Just stand up. Like, I just stand up.
Just stand up, watch me.
I was just like, whatever, bro. And then he convinced me to come to training. And he's like, he used to fight at Bantam.
Right, okay.
I'm a big dude.
Yeah,
but
at the time, 6'4", 6'3", 6'4".
Nah, bro. I got a lot of hair, like, so my hair
does
wonders for me.
Gives you a good extra couple of inches,
bro. You should see, like, so it's back, it's far back at the min, but so it's forward and it looks bit anyway. I'm like 6'2", but at the time before I started fighting, I was just gymming. I was like 135 kilo. I was a big human. He was fighting at like Bantam, like 62, whatever that is. Bro, he smashed me, like ruined me. And I remember sitting there going, the fuck? Like, I can dunk a basketball, so I know I'm athletic. Even at 130 dunk, I was, pretty strong, and this kid's just mullered me. Could never happen again. And then that was when I was like, okay, so we're going to do this. Like, I'm going to do this. This is now. And yeah, it just kind of took off from there. I never really looked back on it. It's it's been a cool ride, man. It's like it's weird to think that like the things I've done in 6 years, I'm like literally 6 years, 3 months. I'm like,
I mean, you've achieved a lot in 6 years, considering you went over COVID during all of that as well, mate. Yeah, I mean, because that would have held you back massively, like, man, massively.
Yeah, and like what was worse, so I took 2 L's over COVID, and I'm not mad about either of them, but like both were really ill-advised fights. Because I wanted to fight. It is what it is. But I remember like the whole COVID period, I carried on training like to the best of my ability, but obviously we all struggled. So it's like, I think I'd be in a different place if maybe that hadn't happened. Yeah, but you can't look back on the things. We all suffered it at the end of the day. We all just made the best of a bad situation. But yeah, it's been a wild 6 years, man. Like, I don't really. So like, I always remember I watched Ferris Bueller, and like he talks about like life moves pretty fast. Like, you gotta remember to like take a look around every once and again to appreciate it.
Live in the moment.
Yeah, and I do my best to not do that. I do my best to just go with it, because I feel that if I stop to appreciate this, it won't keep growing.
Yeah.
And
like you say, consistency, and you need to keep rolling with it and keep moving and keep developing. Like, don't look back, just look forward and go.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, put your face to the front, point your face to the sun, and your shadows will always fall behind you.
Yeah.
So like, let's just keep going forward. Like, just keep going forward. So I've always been very big on that. But yeah, it's been a wild 6 years. I tried, like, wow, 6 years.
So what was it like during COVID then? Were you doing one-to-one sessions? Are you actually able to get into the gym still with a few boys, or did you have a little bubble that you set up? Because I know a few boys, because I live in Scotland, I know a few boys up here made like a bubble. They had a little unit that they ended up like renting or buying or whatever, created their own little gym in there, padded it all out, we're going in, getting rolls in together, and just went at it that way.
So we had obviously pro athletes got dispensation at the time. So some pros got dispensation. So after that was sorted, we started training in the mornings again back in Manchester. But here in Stoke, there's a couple of pros, and I'm very fortunate. Like, I've met a lot of really interesting people over my time in hospitality. I've made a lot of really good friends, and one of my friends happened to have a dance studio, and I was like, "Hey, I need a favor," and she was like, "What do you need?" I was like, "I need keys to your studio." Like, when? I'm like, for the entirety of COVID.
Yeah.
So what the fuck do you mean, like the entirety? I was like, I need them. I just need to go and train. I need a space to do this.
I'm starting an OnlyFans.
I was like, I remember I said to her, I was like, look, I'll keep the shutters down unless it's roasting, and then I'll have to put them up because it'd be too warm. I'll keep the shutters down, lights off, or we'll train in the back room. She's like, yeah. So we started training there, like like 4 or 5 of us just doing pad work. I was training on car parks. Like, when we couldn't train there, I was training on car parks. I've got videos of me doing pad work on car parks, like on concrete, kicking pads with my shoes on because I didn't want to take my shoes off on concrete. I got
going kickboxer style and just walking up and kicking concrete posts, mate. Just like,
nah, not quite. I was close. I got one where like I'm doing pads in the snow because I've got nowhere else to go. But we were at this dance studio for months, like the whole, like, the hot lockdown, the summer one. We were at this dance studio training every night, like 6 p.m. every night. And I remember they sent the police to us once. Like, somebody had seen us go in. Police come banging on, like, oh, you got to get out, COVID. There was about six, 7 of us in there. I was like, yeah, no, I'm a pro athlete. These are my coaches. I have dispensation. I had like a massive back and forth with a police officer about it. Yeah. I was like, look, do yourself a favor. Come back when you understand the law, because I'm allowed to do this. Yeah. Like, I've got a contract that says I'm fighting soon. Move on. But yeah, we were, we carried on training. Like, we were training quite a lot. Like, not loads, but we were training quite a lot. I did my best to kind of make sure that we always got in a gym. Obviously, I have a sponsor, True Grit Training. They are a gym. It's very, very fortunate to be able to work there. And because I was working, I was able to train. So that helped. It's just like, we just made the best of a bad situation. Like, just did whatever I could to just.
And that's all you fucking could do at that time, innit? Yeah, I mean, like, how must have been difficult at the start, right? How am I going to do this? Because some people just go, fuck, that's it, I'm stuffed. And then you get other people like yourself as, how the fuck am I going to do this, right? What do I need to do to get back in this gym? And what am I going to do to get there and be able to still fucking do this? I'm
fortunate, like, so my friendship circle, everyone seems to be like all committed on their goals. And one of my close friends, Ben, he was a youth world triple jump champion. He's been to the Olympics, and like, he had come home from Loughborough, well, originally from Louisville, but then from Loughborough, to live back in Stoke whilst COVID was going on. And he was like, we're not stopping. So it was never even a consideration of what are we going to do. It was more, this is what we've done. Yeah. This is what we've put in place. So yeah, it's like, it's, don't get me wrong, weird time. And what was more weird is the fact that I was having to sneak around to do these things that I thought were fairly normal. Like, to the point where oh, you've been on 2 walks today. What are you doing? Shut up, man.
And fucking what, mate? Yeah, I mean,
like, grow up, bruv. Like, I'm gonna go on as many walks as I want. The police stopped me once. Actually, I was I was driving to go for a walk because I wanted nice scenery. And the police stopped me and told me that I had to go home, and I was like,
fuck off.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And like, oh, you're only allowed out your house for X amount of time. You can't be traveling to blah, blah, blah. I was like, look, this is ridiculous. I'm just trying to go for a walk. I've walked around my street enough. I live in a residential area. I was trying to go like up some mountains.
I'm going stir crazy staring at the fucking suburban houses, mate. Let me move.
Yeah, when you look back on it, it's a really weird time. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm super thankful for COVID. COVID come at a very good time for me. I was on the tail end of my depression. So it's really good to have like a peaceful time. I obviously got to fight in Bellator, which was cool. And I met my ex-partner, who was like super amazing. And I'll never speak bad of her. I think she's a fantastic person. It's unfortunate it didn't work out, is what it is. But like, I'm super thankful for COVID for that, because like, I wouldn't have met her, and I wouldn't have had the opportunity for Bellator, and I wouldn't have had all the like, would I be
experiences
where I am now?
And everything that come with the journey. Yeah.
Like, would I be where I am now if I didn't have COVID? Because like COVID was, you know, we were all chilling. We were all off work for a little while. I mean,
you might have all been chilling. Fucking retail management, mate. I was a key worker, as they were calling us, and I was just like, fucking key worker and minimum wage. Yeah, nice one.
Mate, to be fair, I didn't have more than, well, I didn't have any time off. I used to work for Bet365 at the time. I don't work for them anymore. Fuck Bet365. I don't work for them anymore, and
I'm trying to get sponsored, mate. What are you doing?
Oh no, listen,
I'm joking, bro. I'm joking.
I'll tell you this: if there's anyone I wouldn't want to sponsor me, and I hope this gets clipped for the rest of my life, I'll live and die by this sword. Bet365, never fucking sponsor me. You can take a giant ass swing off my giant ass thing I'm not going to mention. So I was working for them, and they didn't even flinch. They had us on laptops within the day. Like, the idea that COVID could have us all work from home. She was like, cool, I've just ordered 7,000 laptops. They'll be here tomorrow. IT, you're going to load them all up. Guys, you're going to work from home. And we all went home like instantly.
That was it.
So I like never had any time off.
What were people fucking gambling on during COVID, for fuck's sake? Virtual fucking sports.
They were, well, a lot of it was FIFA, you know.
Really? Esports?
Yeah, like, so esports had a massive up. They've always had, so esports has been prevalent for kind of the last, I want to say, let's say 10 years. Obviously your classic
since
things,
Twitch and all the rest of it kind of went boom.
Exactly. So like, so from the early streaming days, but you're looking at like, you know, your Dotas, your CSGO, your LOLs. Nothing cool. When COVID happened, esports had a massive boom because FIFA became even better to bet on. Like, even better, because people were like, well, we'll do tournaments. So FIFA, well, like, they were doing FIFA tournaments all the time. People were betting on that rife. Things like Russia didn't shut down all their leagues straight away. Russian fourth league volleyball was huge. People were making bank on that. Well, they weren't. They were losing bank on that. But
365 were making bank. Mate,
it was crazy. Like, 365 turned a bigger profit during the year of COVID than they had the previous one. I'll say nothing else.
That's fucking wild, isn't it? The money. Do you know 40% of the world's wealth was made during COVID in those years? 40%.
Yo,
40% of the world, bro. Like,
it's crazy.
How long's money been getting made? And that's how much fucking what?
But here was the mad thing, right? So I remember people were betting, and there's one specific guy, and I've always remembered it, right? His name was Upcake22.
Right.
Yeah, that was his handle on FIFA. Upcake22. Brother, whoever you are, I have the utmost respect for you. The utmost. He was playing FIFA, and he'd just pass it between three guys in the back third.
And that's all he did.
and then take it to Penos and dominate.
Yes, mate.
Geezer.
Gambling on himself every game as well, probably.
Mate, he was like, the thing is, I'd get like ruthless amounts of calls through. So I used to work in customer support. I don't work in that anymore. Ruthless amounts of calls through, kicking off. This guy's, my bet should be void. He's done. And I'm like, bro, we don't have any control over him. Like, if he wants to just pass the ball in the back third, you're going to pass the ball in the back third.
Yeah.
Like, he's literally just triangling it. Bump, 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 bump.
Yeah.
And like, we started putting his games on the big screen because it's funny. Because you're just watching it. Then he'd just go to Penos and dominate. Every time he got somebody on Penos, he's just like, I'm going to put all 5 past you. And what? I'll take my chances on Penos than actually playing you in the game of football.
Fucking amazing. Because FIFA's so fucking mental, mate. Anything can happen at any moment. Seems to be there's golden moments of 45th minute and 90th minute goals all the time in every fucking game. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I find it so wild that people would even gamble on that. It's like
people were all over it. It was actually wild. Like, people were all over it. Like, over it. Like, they a lot of money was spent during COVID on gambling. And I get it, because people were like, oh, I've got loads of free money. But like, fucking hell, like, there's better things to spend your money on. Me personally, I didn't stress. I don't really gamble.
Like toilet roll. Nobody could get their hands on that. You should have been buying some toilet roll.
Weird time, man. Weird time.
It was, mate. Proper fucking weird. Especially working through it and seeing what people were buying and what people were going through. And everybody was doing the garden up and everybody was doing something. You know what I mean? But what a strange fucking race. I was like, I swear to God, we were so hive-minded. It's unbelievable. And you've seen the best and the worst in people during that time.
I saw a lot of the worst in people because I carried on living my life as I wanted to. Like, look, obviously horrible time. A lot of people died. Dead sorry. I'm still going about my life. So I remember like a woman kicking off at me, like going mental at me because I didn't go in Tesco with a mask. And I was literally like, okay, but you're now invading my space. So if you were that concerned, what's your beef? Like, just go live your life, man. And it was weird. It was obviously a whole weird time, but thankful for it, I guess. Like, it's all worked out, isn't it? They're talking about, there might be another lockdown this winter, but I'm like, let's just.
I don't think they will, mate. I don't think. I think they'll just.
I think we're past it at this stage. Like, and you know, if it happens again, then cool. We'll just go through this all again. I don't think it will. I don't think the world could take it again. You got to understand, like, a lot of the world's wealth was made, but like, things were shut down. That was the
1%. Yeah.
Like, a lot of people lost a lot of shit because of that.
Yeah. And it's still not right. Yeah, I mean, economics is fucked up all around the fucking world at the moment. There's never been a bigger gap or a bigger divide between the 1% and the rest, and you can see it absolutely everywhere. It's insane.
Yeah,
and it doesn't get any better.
No, and I think like that economic disparity, like that'll never change. But I almost think it's necessary at times. Like, I actually think class divides are necessary. Like, I think class divides are necessary. Like, it's a horrible thing to say because I'm very much like, I guess I'm not working. I guess I'm verging on middle, but let's say working class. But class divides are necessary because, like, if they weren't and like we were all equal and we were all given exactly the same share in the pie, there will be people that don't work for it.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, there's always people that work too hard for the category they're in, but hopefully you break through to the next one. But if we all had an equal share, there'll be people that won't pull their weight.
Yeah. Well, being a manager, mate, I can tell you that. I mean, a number of staff colleagues that'll work for. I mean, you see the ones that can pull the weight. You can see some people that don't as much, and it's like you're getting paid the same an hour. Why should I pay him the same an hour as what I'm paying you when he's just outworked you 100%? You know, I mean, it's mental. And you see that across everybody, not just my work. You know, I mean, you see that fucking right across in everything that most people do. You get some lazy-minded people and you get some people. That was another reason, like, of just a tangent, rambling dad about to kick in, is why I started this. So like I said to you at the start, I started dropping some hours at work. I started doing some 10-hour shifts, and I thought, right, how do I stay active? How do I stay productive when I'm at home? What am I going to do? It's going to keep me busy. It's not going to be lazy-minded. Obviously, I've got my daughter and I'm busy with her all day as well. But what else can I do that's going to stimulate me and keep me going a little bit? So I'm not just going to get. So when I do get into work, I'm not just going to be like, what am I going to do today? Right. Oh, I need to drag this out. I need to drag that out. Because if I keep myself active at home, showcasing it to my daughter, she can see that as well. And obviously grow with seeing that. And he always kept himself busy, whether it was cleaning or whether it was this, or whether it was organizing this kind of stuff. And then when I'm at work, my brain's still working in that pattern. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not sitting on the couch. So when I get in work, I'm like, right, what am I doing? I've got this to look at. I've got that to look at. I need to go and do this. I need to go and do this. And this was all just a way for me to make sure that I could keep that stimulation and pattern, like I say, just going and flowing.
Yeah, I think it's important, man. Like MMA does loads for me because it just keeps me, I don't want to say grounded as such, but like it does just keep me like stimulated and keeping going with stuff. It keeps me active.
Yeah.
And like my job's like not always the most fun. So I work in like the responsible gambling side of things now. So like there's always that odd occasion where like somebody will be on the phone like, I'm going to do something really bad to myself. And that's when I'm like, okay, let's have a conversation. And those aren't the most buzzing calls to do. No, and, you know, constantly dealing with people's affordability and trying to look out for them. But like, it's just one of them, innit? Like it keeps me going. Like it keeps me going on a day to day. I think I'd be really bored. Like I think I'd just be really bored in life. Like if I didn't have MMA or something to occupy my time with.
Yeah, that's like, what I always find when people need to look at, like, it's like that old cliche, you need to look after number one before anything else, but you need to give yourself something, otherwise you end up in this monotonous state where you just get bored as fuck. You can't be asked doing anything. You become a couch potato just sitting there and going through the motions, and one day you're happy, one day you're not, next minute you don't want to be somewhere, next minute you're all right being there, and you just, it's such as life though, I suppose, isn't it, for some people?
It's so weird you should say that, right? So I won't delve into the specifics, but there's somebody I know lately. And lately I watched them quit their job because they wanted to focus on this other specific idea that they thought they were going to make a thing. They quit the job and then they didn't really invest too much more time into this thing that they thought they were going to make a thing. And like, I just watched the progressive downfall of it for like months of not building the thing that they said they were going to build, then not achieving the other goals that they set out, and being progressively more bored and like becoming lethargic, and then mood swings. And I was like, but you quit your job to focus on this. Like, fuck. Like I'd love to quit my job and focus on MMA, but I have bills.
Yeah, that's it. I've got life. Shit needs paid for.
And they took the risk, and I was like, I respect you.
Hats so off balls for people that go and do that. Yeah.
Like I was like, you are my fucking hero, and if there's anything I can do to support you, I would love to. Yeah. And then they didn't put the work in, and I was like, oh, fudge biscuits. And then it fucking went down, and I'm like. And I think
I hope you never burnt any bridges, mate. I hope you can get back and get that fucking job.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't really speak to them anymore for one reason or another. But like the last time I spoke, they were talking about like getting a job again. I was like,
fuck.
That's mind blowing because you took the risk and just didn't put the work in. Like, right. So if Aries, so I didn't get a bonus when I fought on Aries. Didn't get a bonus. I'm not bitter. I'm over it. That's a lie. I'm still really bitter. But like, I didn't get a bonus when I fought on Aries, right?
If anybody wants to know why you might be a little bit better, boom. How about that? How about fucking that?
Like, mad. But so if I'd have got this bonus, like it would have been an additional 10, right? I wouldn't have quit my job right away. But my God, I'd have put that money away. And now in the lead up to this one, I would have quit my job. And I would have just took the risk. And I'd have been like, yo, well, we've got this little bit of money to live off. If you don't succeed in the next one and win you'll have to go back to work, but we'll take the risk. but I'm not in a financial position to take the risk, right? So I'm not stupid. I'm not just going to just go, yeah, I've got this. And I was like, yo, you're in a position and you've taken the risk and you're not grabbing this with both hands.
Yeah.
And like I say, we don't really speak anymore, so I don't get updates on what's going on. But like, man, if you're at a point in your life and like, if you're at a point in your life where you're ready to take the risk to go all in on something, don't take the risk and then not go all in. Like, go so all in that it consumes you, that it becomes your everything. Like, I love the fact that MMA isn't my everything. I do. I think it's ace because I can still live my life. I can go about my business. At some point, MMA will be my everything.
Yeah.
And it will consume me, and I'll be better for it. Like, I'll be even better than I am now.
Yeah.
And I'm getting better because it consumes me more. But it's not everything. But when it's my full-time job, it will consume me a little bit more. But if you're going to put it all in, just put it all in. Put it all in.
Go for it. It's like you said before, it's that consistency piece, isn't it? Like you say, grab it with fucking two hands. Manifest that shit is what a lot of people would even look at. Like, fucking project it. Think about it. What do you want? Where do you want to get to? Fucking write your shit down on a bit of paper and fuck.
Do you believe in it?
Yeah and no, mate. Yeah. Yes and no. Like, so I believe, like, yeah, I mean, it's like there's karma. I mean, there's good things, there's bad things. There's also the law of what's for you won't miss you. Yeah, I mean, like, you might miss your opportunity now, but it's going to come around again because it was made for you. It should be there. It should be part of your life, and the whole fate and all the rest of it. I don't know, man. I'm too much of a devil's advocate. I'm too speculative at times to nail on something of going, yes, that is 100%, because I look at things in more angles than one, which is part of my problem. See, it's even conversations like this, even if I'm having a debate or an argument with somebody, I'll give the opposite opinion just to give the fucking opposite opinion, bro. And I can't even help myself. I just do it for the conversation because I want to see where it can go and what it's going to look like. Yeah, I mean, like, it winds some people up, but it's me, and I'm just like, you know what?
I'm down with it. I'm down with it.
Yeah.
So here's my thing. Like, I believe in the law of attraction in the sense of, if you manifest that shit, you believe this, it will happen.
Yeah.
It will fucking happen. And I remember so around this time last year, I was getting, not this time last year, probably November last year, I was getting ready for a fight. Let's say December, when the fight happened. My friend died the night before my fight.
Fuck's sake.
I found out as I was about to leave for my fight. I had a little cry. Fucking sacked up and was like, we're going to do this for KG. Okay.
Yeah.
I was really gutted because my friend took her life. And the last time I'd spoken to her was a few months before, the night of my previous fight. And we had like a 2-hour FaceTime at 4 a.m. after I'd had a few drinks, where she'd had a few drinks, and she was like, I just want to catch up with you. And I was like, yeah, like, we'll catch up soon. I'll come visit you. I never got round to it because I was busy. And she was like, let me know on your next one. And I did let her know. She's like, I can't make it that night because I got some stuff to do, but we'll link up after. I was like, cool. Right. Anyway, these things happen. Unfortunate and very, very upsetting. But I was like, okay, we're going to win this fight anyway. So I won the fight. I said to all of my friends after, I'm going to win one fight next year, early next year. Then I'm going to go fight in Aries. Specifically said Aries. It's like, I'm going to fight in Aries. I'm going to fight in Paris. I'll probably fight June, July, before the end of the year. Probably fight twice in Paris next year. And everyone's like, yeah. And I was like, no, listen. I'm going to fight in Aries next year.
Yeah.
And I'm going to win. I was like, right, okay. So I'll win my next fight. And everyone's like, yeah, you win your fight. So what now? I was like, Aries. They're going to call. Shit, you're not. 2 weeks after the fight, Aries said, I'm not ready. They're like, yeah, he's not ready. Go get him some more experience. Okay, cool. Everyone's like, so what, tail end of the year? Then I was like, nope. Bet you I'm on their card in June. And I was like, what? I'm like, I'll be on their card in June. They're like, they've just said you're not ready. I was like, no. I'll be on their card in June. He's like, how? Everyone's like, how can you believe this? I'm like, because it's going to happen. And when it does, I'll show why it should have happened. So obviously, about 3 weeks later after this, short notice Sally, like, can you saddle up? I was like,
as the underdog as well. Yeah,
as the dog, 3-1. I was like, I'll take this. And they said to my manager that he was a significantly better striker than I was. All this, and I was like, okay, cool, whatever. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't need anything other than the opportunity. You let me go. You fly me out there. I'll do the rest.
Yeah.
Boom. History. Cool. And when I got out the cage, and when I like got back over to my family and my friends, everybody went, "How did you know?" I was like, "I didn't. I just believed it. I couldn't know. I just believed it." So I very much believe in the law of attraction. Very much believe in it.
Also, like you said, the people like, "What? Nah, shut up. How can you do that? Nah, it's not going to happen. No, it's not going to happen." That's a mindset that you have to actually fucking battle with most of your fucking life, innit? You know what I mean? Even coming through high school and everything, I'm going to go and I want to be a professional football. Shut up, you don't be a professional footballer. You know, you need to go and play in a Sunday league. You need to do this. And people are always negative and want to put you down and don't want to fucking focus on the positive. And I don't know if it's just the area of the fucking country where we come from, you know what I mean, or what it is, but there's a lot of people that just want to put you down and shit and don't want to see you succeed, and it's fucking mental, mate. Absolutely mental. There's even people, when I told them I was doing this, they're like, all right, cool, you know what I mean, have fun with that. And I'm like, yeah, sound. And like, I'm not massive, I'm not making it anywhere, but I'm fucking happy. I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and I'm just going with it, and I'm being consistent with it, and I'm speaking to, like, fucking met you, done fucking watch alongs. I've had 2 people this week message me going, do you want a co-host? Yeah, I mean, like, just random people that had like either just touched with on Twitter a couple of times or whatever, and I've just got people reaching out. I've got like the Bloody Good Show site and everything, like, where there's fucking loads of different content creators on. There's opportunities, there's fucking shit coming up absolutely everywhere, left, right, and center. And I'm just like, what is my life right now? Like,
bro, just embrace all that. Like, you gotta
100%, mate.
I tell everybody, like, on a regular, like, just when you feel stuff going places and things start to go, but just go with it. Like, stop. Everybody gets like so pent up, like, oh, is this meant for me? And
yeah,
no, just shut up and go with it.
What do people think? What is this? And like I said, 32, I'm at the point where I'm going to fuck. You know what I mean? I've got an ego about anything. Yeah, I mean, like, I am who I am. I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and I'm going with it.
That's exactly how it should be. Like, I'm at the point where I've just kind of, I would say, refined my circle, and like the circle got real small really recently.
Yeah,
like real small, and smaller than it's ever been. But like, all these people believe the same way that I believe. They believe in the things that I believe in, and the things that I feel, and it's like-mindedness. But they'll let it roll. They're not the kind of people that'd go, well, I don't want to work for that, or they feel negative about stuff. So it's important that you surround yourselves with the right energy as well. Like, I've made a really big point of the negativity or the naysayers. They aren't really in my life anymore. Like, I'm just like, I'm kind of out here with just people that support the growth and support where we're trying to go with this, because that's how it should be. Because that's exactly, I mean, I even found that
in life as well, never mind just like a career-based thing or anything like that. But back in the day, I mean, like you said, you had the time where you just want to go out and get smashed. You were up for the sesh. That was you all day, every day. You would, let's get this out of the way, sesh. Get that out of the way, sesh. That was me too. But that was from the age of fucking 16 until I was about 19, 20. I had a real young age of, like, some people do it in the 20s. I was early teens, well, fucking late teens, sorry. Where I'd just be getting wrecked every day. The objective was get wrecked. It didn't matter how it was going to happen, but it was going to, and it happened, bro. That was a part of manifestation as well. Yeah, I mean, like, we had no money. We were on the dole. I didn't have a fucking job. We were absolute bums living in fucking council flats. Yeah, I mean, like, all of it. That's fucking started at the proverbial bottom of the first world, and they've fucking made my way up to where I am now. Fucking societal norms of house, car, kid, miss it, all the rest of it. You know what I mean? The house and that, material things, not too fussed. I've came from having to wait 2 weeks for money to fucking feed myself and not eat, and just drinking water out the fucking tap, and living in a shitty council flat, sitting on the floor. I've not even got a couch. Yeah, I mean, all of this. I've fucking experienced it. I've lived it. Like, I've got the t-shirt, all the rest of it. And it was when I met the missus on holiday. First lads holiday, come back with a missus. Imagine that. You know what I mean? And then obviously moved up here.
All right.
And my wife changed. That's when I was moving up here. I was like, right, all that bullshit's getting cut out. Need to focus on this now. Fucking, you know what I mean? Really like this girl. Need to make something of it. Let's fucking go and give it a go. Came up, and within the last 10 years, my wife's gone boom. I could have been a fucking heroin addict by now. Fucking, you'd never know what could have happened. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's crazy how short your sesh life was, though. Like, your sesh life was way shorter than mine.
Heavy though, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro,
like heavy.
I was going on it heavy from probably 16 up until about. The thing was, it was functional heavy though, because I stopped managing bars at like 25, just before I turned 26. Yeah, just before I turned 26. So I stopped managing bars then, and like mine would be, I would go to work on a Monday, and let's say I worked 9 till 5, right? Come home, have some dinner, let's go out. Fuck it, it's Monday. Student night. Yeah. Let's go. Go do student night, and then I get home and work Tuesday morning. But I'd get home at like 5, 6 a.m. Go back to work at 9.
Yeah.
I do this every day.
Still
I used to close my bar early. I can talk about it now. I used to close my bar early so that I could go out drinking with my friends. Like always. Like, so we used to. I ran Revolution in Newcastle. Like I was assistant or deputy manager at the time.
Right.
And like Revs is here, and like next door there was this club called what was it called at the time? I think it was called like Icon at the time or something.
Right.
Anyway, I became friends with the manager she must have just been manager of there, called Joe. So Joe would come out, like we'd be working on a Thursday, and Thursday was like the day after student night, but they were trying to make it a new night. Not a lot went on. And Jojo would like come out and be like, "Yo, I'm bored." I'll be like, "Yeah, same, you know." But it'd be like 9:15 she'd say this. So I'd only been on shift like 4 hours, but she's already put it in my mind that I'm bored.
Yeah.
She's like, "I'm bored." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Same." And she's like, "Okay. Should we close up early?" I'm like, the earliest I'm meant to stay open to is midnight. But realistically, they used to want me to stay open till 1. I was like, okay, maybe. So this is like 9:15. 10 o'clock had come. She's like, looks like a dead one. Looks like a dead one. I think we
not many people coming through that door.
It's going to be quiet this week, Joff. I think we call it. I'm like, Jojo, I've got to be open till midnight minimum. 10:30. I'm gonna head through the door. I'm like,
11 o'clock close. Why not?
If I've not done, this is like 10:30. I'm like, if I've not done X value on the till, then I'll close at 11. Yeah. So I'd always take my
overestimate it. Did you though? Did you over just
no,
a little bit?
I used to take my forecast and go, if I've not done half a forecast, then I'll be like, yeah, but my forecasts were always skewed, so I always knew that I'd never done half a forecast. But fuck, we'll close at 11. But the amount of times that I close at 11:15, which is even worse, I've not even given it a chance to kick off. And then I'd be in a bar in a different town with her until like 5 a.m., 5, 6 a.m. on the sesh. Hard. Like, why am I doing this? Like, just drinking G&Ts at like 6 and like 5 in the morning, going, fuck, and then having to drive home because I'd obviously fucking drove my car. I had a missus at the time, and I always remember there was one night in particular that like really sits in my head. I text her at like 11 going, dead tonight. I'm probably going to come close up early because we were doing something the following day. I was like, I'll close up early. I'll be home in about an hour. Yeah,
just
hour.
That's the
hour
old. Just one more drink, I'll be home. Just one more drink, I'll be home.
The thing is, we hadn't even gone out drinking at this time. I know, like, I'll close up. I said to her, I was like, I'll close up. I'll be home. Be home in about an hour. She says, yeah, cool. She says, so I'll wait up for you. Says, no, get yourself comfortable. Get some kip. We're up early tomorrow. Don't stress. She's like, are you definitely coming home? I was like, yes.
Yeah.
I will be home in about an hour and a half. She's like, cool.
Spit down dead, mate. I'll be there.
So I shuts up, did my thing because it's quiet. I'm gonna go home. Fucking get a knock at the door. It's like, are you? Like, yo, you fancy going for a bet? I was like, nah, I ain't got time because I gotta be home. He says, tell you what, then we'll have a lock in. Might you come next door? We'll have a couple of drinks. I was like, all right, because that'll be quick. Because I can do that. Because if we drive to another town, I'll feel like I'm obliged to have a couple more because we've gone somewhere. So like, cool.
Yeah.
Bro, how do I end up? It's like it's gone from me meant to be home by 12:30, 7 a.m. I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm gonna get fucking rattled when I get home.
The amount of missed calls, everything I got. And
text messages.
Like, okay. So I walk in the morning, Mackie's breakfast in hand, because you gotta be ready for this.
Gotta say sorry somehow.
Bro, I got chewed out, and I remember sitting there going,
shit.
I was eating my hash brown, and I was like, this one's actually my fault. And I was like, why are you still in my brain's trying to rationalize like it's not your fault?
You'd still
like
fucking do it.
Somebody else, I'm there like,
yeah.
And it's just like you've completely. I can't think of what I'd ruined. I think it was like maybe a wedding or a christening or something.
Right. Okay.
She's like, you're not going to be able to go because like you're half cut. I was like, listen, let me get in the shower. 45 minutes kip, I'll be all right. But I do it every day. I'd like have 45 minutes kip, and then she'd be like, yeah, I'm chill. And now like I'm the polar opposite. Now I'm like, I don't, like I said, I've been to that staff do tonight. Everybody's like, you having a drink? I'm like, no. I'm like, why? I had a Red Bull and a water. I was like,
oh, you don't drink that shit, do you? Not water. I
love
Red Bull.
Nah, I love Red Bull. But the worst thing was, right?
Any of coffee's about as most fucking caffeine as I take. I don't drink any fucking energy drink like.
Oh no, I'm always on the energy drink one. Always. This is a coffee right now, but I'll probably I'll probably go to bed in the next half an hour or so because
it doesn't fucking touch the sides. Yeah, you know what I mean, I could fucking sit, swig a coffee, and fall asleep. Fucking easy, but I'm not.
No, I live on energy
drinks. Like.
Always, I'm always on them. I'm not on as many. So again, this is the thing though. So I used to call it occupational hazards. So drinking was one of my occupational hazards of working in like nightlife, but Red Bulls as well, like Red Bulls, because I used to drink. I would say on between a Friday and a Saturday night, over 30 Red Bulls.
Fuck off, mate.
Between 2 days, easily.
Jesus Christ.
Well, that doesn't even include me having a coffee. So
yeah,
when I used to, so like let's say I worked a night shift, so I'd work 5 p.m. until finish. So usually 5 till 5. So 12-hour shift. I'd walk in and somebody would make me a coffee, black coffee, straight away. Yeah. Boom, have my coffee. Right, I'm gonna go safe.
Black coffee myself. Right?
Yeah, I can't show you, but it's black. Like I'd walk off, go count my safe. When I'm counting my safe, I'm having a Red Bull.
Yeah.
So I've already downed a coffee, but I'm having a Red Bull. So set up my shift. I'm going to have another Red Bull whilst I do my setup stuff. So that's 2 already. Yeah. Then I'm like, just as I'm going about my business on the night, I'll just be having a Red Bull. Like, oh, I've stood outside, so I'll have a Red Bull. Like, oh, I've just done everybody's change, so I'll have a Red Bull.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to go count my tills, so I'll crash a Red Bull and I'll sip one.
Yeah.
Because I want to be alert. And then
sounds like Red Bulls would be your cigarettes, mate. Yeah, I mean, everyone else would be out smoking and just have a quick cig and then we'll get that done. Or just have a quick cig and then I'll get that done. Or we've just smashed that out there, so let's go and have a quick cig and then we'll come back in and do this.
Occupational hazard. Like, and I was very much on the whole. A lot of my team smoked. I didn't smoke, so I'd have 1,000,002 Red Bulls. But then I used to ask myself why. I was like, why my sleep was always shit. I'm like, I'm fucking always full of sugar and caffeine. A lot of the time, I was having really bad sleep, bad stomach pains,
palpitations, mate. You must have been getting them. Like
me.
I used to drink 7 or 8 cups of coffee a day, and then you think 2 sugars in every one of them as well, and you're just like, fucking.
No, black no sugar.
I've been cutting it back within the last fucking little bit. Probably the birth of my daughter making me realize, it's not just you anymore. If you have an heart attack, there's somebody fucking relying on you now, so you need to kind of cut it back a bit. But
it was more than that for me. I used to find that I'd have like withdrawals from caffeine and
not having
whole,
headaches,
shakes,
mood swings.
It was horrible. So I got to the point where I used to have to take a day off having that shit. But then, so I worked and studied, so I was managing and studying. I used to find that I'd have my day off caffeine is a Sunday because it makes sense. I haven't got to go to uni, and 9 times out of 10 I didn't work because I'd done the weekend. But then I used to replace the fact that I wasn't having caffeine with fucking beer, because I'd go, like, we used to do Sunday club because me and my friends. So I'd fucking sit there and have 10 Desperados and be like,
for fuck's sake.
We've made no.
This is meant to be a Sunday fucking cleanse.
Yeah, and like instead, what's happened is I've got progressively worse. Yeah, it was, it wasn't the most healthy of things. I think I look at how I used to conduct my life. I'm much happier now. Just try not to think about, like, I try not like make big deals or anything in my mind anymore. Just like, just go on my day to day. But yeah, I still drink a Red Bull, not as many as I used to. But it's just like, my life has different outlooks now. I've sat here for an hour and a half for you tonight when my colleagues are out.
Has it been an hour and a half already? What time is it? Fucking hell, it's 25 to 11, mate.
No, man. I'm probably going to slide off about 11 at the latest. Cause
yeah, mate, that's sound.
Some of us got training at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. I've got to get up at 5 a.m.
So how long does it take you to get to the gym?
Oh, so tomorrow I'm training in Stoke, so it'll take me about 10 minutes.
Right, okay. Right.
I'll have to get up, brush my teeth, find my gi.
Minimum. Okay.
And actually,
you're a fan of gi. Obviously, you said you love fucking jits, right? So some people just don't like it and prefer no gi. But
so like gi's really weird, because I think like if you do MMA, you're probably not going to be a real fan of gi, because there's all these additional handles.
Yeah. So what more technical than what it is no gi?
Oh fuck no, not a chance. Of course it's not. No gi's just as technical. No gi is as technical, right? I'll never be told that no gi is not more technical than gi, or gi is not more technical than no gi. They're equally as technical. There's just different handles. Yeah. So like, whereas I'd normally have wrist control, I'll take it, I'll take a
little sleeve, or I'll grab the back of your belt, or your collar, or whatever it is. Yeah, I suppose.
It's just different handles. It's just a slower game, and it's not really one that I enjoy that much, but I also think it's important for my development. And at some point, like, I want a black belt, like long term, I want a black belt. So it's like, if I can get to black belt.
So 6 years you've been training now, you said, and that's been jits predominantly, and obviously MMA and striking. And so your striking game, does that come from MMA as a whole, or do you train kickboxing or boxing?
I train Thai boxing. I train Thai boxing, but like it's mostly just MMA. I'm like, I wouldn't say I'm this new breed like O'Malley is, where it's just like I've just walked into MMA and it's been MMA from day.
Kids that are coming up these days are going to be wild with just the overall MMA point, because when I started, when I was younger, I was jiu-jitsu, just like traditional Japanese jiu-jitsu, you know what I mean, like judo, throws, kicks, self-defense, you know what I mean, like, and that it was everywhere you went, it was single arts. It wasn't this mixed. I mean, obviously it was a martial art, but it wasn't a mixed martial art that everybody was doing. You either did judo, or you did Brazilian jiu-jitsu that wasn't that common, or you done Muay Thai, or like kickboxing, or boxing, or whatever it was, or Taekwondo. Like, you went and done all these individual sports, and it wasn't this whole package that we're kind of seeing kids coming through now. So what you're getting coming through is fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, but I think there'll be a point where it comes unstuck, You
reckon?
Yeah, it's not possible for it not to.
Right, okay.
So, give you an example. You take, who would you say is the most refined martial art, like mixed martial artist in the world? I personally... GSP. Okay, GSP. Excellent.
He's fucking wicked at bringing it all together.
So, if we say GSP is the best person to ever mix it all together, GSP. So, are you thinking GSP at 170 or 185?
We'll go 170.
Cool. Do you think GSP beats Kamaru Usman or Colby Covington?
You're talking two heavy wrestler bases there, though, aren't you?
Yes, I am. You'll get the point soon. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. So you think he does?
Yeah.
So
this day and age, again, this is like when people go prime for prime. Yeah, I fucking kind of hate those comparisons a little bit.
No. I'm just talking in general. Let's get the UFC welterweights up. Well, because
there we go.
Like it just works easier for me this way. Okay, so you think he beats them two there, right? If I said to you,
Leon Edwards, is that who's coming next?
Yeah. Do you think he beats Leon?
Yes.
Okay.
GSP's a goat, man.
Okay, where do you think he beats Leon?
When it gets to the ground, I think Leon's got some phenomenal striking. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that he's not got any grappling skills and that his wrestling defense isn't really good, because look at his wrestling defense against Kamaru Usman in that second fight. You know what I mean? Like, and he's come on leaps. Like, there's too many. Like I told you, bro, I'm the dude that looks at this from all angles. There's too many variables in this shit. But
okay, stay with me. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Do you think he beats him?
Beats GSP?
Do you think Do you think he can beat GSP? You'll see where I'm going with it.
Again, depends where the fight goes.
Exactly. Right. So what I'm offering to you is that there will be a point where being excellently well-rounded and not having an elite level single area, like a super elite level, will bring you unstuck. Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington, elite wrestlers.
Yeah.
Then had to round out their game. Yeah. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, elite striker who has rounded out the rest of his game. Leon, elite striker, rounded out the rest of his game. Yeah. People get unstuck, and the future where they all get really, really well rounded, like so they're like this, yeah.
But they don't have that one bit that they just
where it's too far.
I know what you're saying.
Happen is they'll get matched up with someone who has that one area that's further than them that goes, I'm going to use this fucking area. That's it. Like if you look at
point basing it, like you said before, like we were talking about with the way you can score it. I mean, somebody knows I'm going to fuck you up using that. I'm going to use that, and that's all I'm going to do.
Look at the way Derek Brunson fights, right? Derek Brunson goes, I'm hard as fuck. I can bang with you. I'm way better at wrestling though, so I'm going to wrestle. Like, I can strike with you. I'm way better at wrestling though, so I'm going to wrestle. Colby does the same thing. Like, Israel, I could handle you everywhere, but I'm going to strike with you because it's what I'm good at. And I think like being really, really, really well-rounded will bring you unstuck at some stage. Yeah. Because there'll be somebody that just has an advancement in one specific area. But then, you know, it's always the other game of if you shut down that one specific area, they're away. So it's like kids are going to get amazing by being well-rounded. But like, I think you'll just see the MMA meta change as a whole soon. I think like we all kind of thought the MMA meta was going to be, you know, kind of the Khabib model.
Yeah, wrestling base, everybody thought,
Yeah, but it's just not realistic because not everybody can do it like that. And
it's the start of the game. Everybody thought, sorry, just to jump in, but everybody thought like BJJ, the way that Gracie came in and dominated people, and then once people actually started training it and working it out and figuring it out, it is now not the most fucking dominant thing that's going to be in there. Exactly. Like you said, when you walked in, you got smashed by a fucking bantamweight as a heavyweight, and you were just like, what the fuck's going on here? You try and walk in there and do that today, it's not going to happen.
No, and I think, you know, having a great, if I was to build a great MMA fighter, like you build certain weapons in it. Like I build really good jabs in you, a really, really good wrestling base. Like the things that you can live off, like a great wrestling base. So take down offense on defense, a strong jab, maybe a couple of kicks. You'll go really far off those very, very small tools, and you'll go really, really far. Yeah. Have one submission that you'll go to that you can get on anyone, anytime, and you'll go really, really far. I think like, I don't think BJJ is as dangerous as it used to be because, like, what is it? Who are you going to be scared of? Do you know what I mean? Like, who's going to do what? Like, and a lot of the move sets, everybody used to be scared of like an RNC because they didn't know what the fuck it was. Yeah, I'm scared of that now because everybody's like, it's RNC.
They know how to escape, and it's like, cool, I can hold this, I can survive, I can get out.
Exactly, and like, I'm not worried about you heel hooking me in an MMA fight. Because you stupid, if you try it, I'm going to stand up and punch you in the face. Like,
I'm gonna smack me water everywhere then.
Like it's just,
it's true though, isn't it? It's true though, isn't it?
like I'll always love jiu-jitsu. Like it'll be like it's one of my first like martial art loves. But like there's just some moves that I'm like, why are you trying that? Like why would you try that? Like I look at something, sometimes I'll drill stuff and I'll look at it and go, that's cool for if I ever compete in a jiu-jitsu tournament. I'm not going to use that though. Like
when I first started doing BJJ, I'd look at YouTube videos and be like, fuck yeah, I'm going to go and try that the next time I get in the gym. You know what I mean? It's fucking...
How long have you been training? How long have you been doing BJJ?
So since my daughter's been born, I've not really been as much as I'd like. So probably for the last 12 months, I've not actually made it along at all, just because life's been far too busy. But I am wanting to get back into it. But I started just before COVID. COVID happened. Everything got shut down. And then I went back again for about another 8 months or soming. But obviously, all in all, I probably went just over a year that I was training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
So what are you then? White belt? How many stripes?
White belt, mate. Yeah. Oh, but my gym doesn't do stripes. It's funny. Like they put up like how many attendances somebody's had in a month, and you would see stripes next to people's names, but you would never get a strike awarded to you. So it was a weird way of trying to realize where you were and how far you'd come along and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So like I said, you're gonna smash me, mate, when we get these rolls in. Because speaking of that, actually, what are you gonna say? Come on,
unpopular opinion: your attendance shouldn't fucking matter for a belt. Yeah. Fuck you.
No, I don't think they were putting attendance on how you were going to get you. Mate, I don't think they were going, oh, right, you've been 7 times this week, you're getting a stripe. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they were basing it on that. It was just, I think he had it in the computer of this is where these people are at, but it was never really told to you in any way. There's no stripe awarded.
Dog shit metric. It's a fucking dog shit metric. It's like so many schools do it. It's an awful metric. You can't tell me that just because X person showed up 10 times in a month that they retained retained any more ability or information than the person that showed up once. The difference is he was exposed to more information. Do I believe that it has an effect? Yes, but I also
the drillers make killers aspect of it type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, but drillers make killers isn't a thing. It's not a thing. Like you can,
it's just a saying.
It's just a saying because
you can drill as much as you want and still be shit.
Yes, that's the problem. Like it's like saying practice makes perfect. No, it doesn't.
Fucking don't.
Practice makes permanent. Perfect practice makes perfect. You're stupid if you think otherwise. And if you've got a problem with that, then you're probably one of the stupid ones. Sorry. But it's a weird one. So like I got my second stripe on my purple the other day. I was literally like, why? Like my coach was like, yo, come. Like we went to grading. So one of my friends got a black belt. So I was like, I gotta be there. And
you ever heard of, sorry, just to jump in, Gary Christie? You ever heard of him? So he's a Brazilian black belt in Scotland. He's won multiple competition things. He's the guy that comes and does the grading at our gym.
Oh, okay, cool. Sounds like a geezer. I've not heard of him though. Yeah, like so my teammate got his black belt. And the coaches trusted me with this information because they were like, yeah, we know you're not going to tell anyone, but make sure everyone's there. So we do like a 6 a.m. class. And we're like, a lot of us don't even attend the night classes anymore. We just go 6 a.m. So I was like, yo, we're canceling 6 a.m. Monday. No one's to come in Monday. We're cancelled. We're all in at the evening. Like, everyone's like, why? I'm like, because 6 a.m.'s cancelled on Monday because there's grading. So we're all in. And everyone's like, yeah, but I think we're still, and I'm like, no, 6 a.m.'s cancelled. End of. So one of my boys
don't fucking turn up.
I'm like, it's not on. And someone was like, oh, I'll open. Don't worry. I was like, no, you're not listening. It's not on. Come in the evening. So my friend got his black belt, which was fucking awesome to see. But I got my second stripe on my purple then, and I was just kind of like, nah, man, I'm not ready for this. Like, I don't do gi enough. I'm not about that life where, like, don't get me wrong, I'd love a brown belt. I'd love to get my black belt, but like, I want to feel like it's earned it. Yeah.
Deserved.
And like I really wanted to compete in jiu-jitsu more this year. So I wanted to do Naga, which is this weekend. But just like I had to like pick up another shift at work, and with the fight, as soon as I sign a fight, everything else goes on hold. Because like if I do something stupid, in a jits comp and hurt myself.
Mm-hmm.
What have I gained by doing that? Like,
yeah, nothing. You've not pushed yourself any further enough, and you've just had a fun time doing a jits competition, and then you've kind of just put your career on the back step a little bit because you've now got to have recovery time and all the rest of it, innit?
Exactly. And it's like, I just won't do it to myself. It's just not worth it. Like, what a waste of my time. What a waste of my time to do that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I'm up in 6 hours to go do that. That'll be fun. And then choke some of my near friends.
Jesus Christ.
Choke some of my near dear friends. And then
in the jammies.
Yeah, you know what? I put them on once a week, like on a Friday, just because then at least I'm putting them on. But
yeah.
I can't remember the last time. Like I don't really use my gi grips. I just do use my no gi grips because what's the point? The gi's just there. Like there's cool stuff you can do with the gi, but like there's also cool stuff.
I quite enjoyed gi when I was training with it. And no, like don't get me wrong, no gi's class as well, but I did enjoy the gi. It was just a lot slower, like you say. And I felt like slow, I was, man. I know, but I felt like I was just starting out in it. I felt like I was learning more because you get the term spazzy white belt. You know what I mean? And somebody jumps on you and smashes you at 100%. What you learning doing that, bro? Go and fucking slow down and let's flow a little bit. Let's roll a little bit. Let's feel it out. I'd close my eyes and just try and feel what the person was doing to me rather than overthinking about it and frustrated and just trying to spaz out and fucking get out of whatever I could. You know what I mean? Like take your time.
My thing is with that spazzy. The thing is with that spazzy white belt, right? I don't blame the white belts. Like, I don't blame you. I understand that you want to get free.
Yeah.
If it's spazzy white belt with spazzy white belt, you're both stupid. If it's like spazzy white belt with, I don't want to say like blue because blue's not really fair, but purple or above, the purple should have been able to control you.
So you shouldn't have been able to spaz out anyway. Yeah.
You start spazzing. If you start spazzing, I'm clamping you down. You ain't moving. And then once you've relaxed, I'll go, listen, that stuff
loosen it up a little bit.
Stop. Just flow with me. Because
that's what I had another guest on, Stevie Way. He's just got his brown belt, and he was one of my coaches when we first started. He does well-being, mindfulness, yoga. So he actually incorporated yoga with jiu-jitsu. We called it Jitness. We went along and done that. Fucking loved it. Yeah, I mean, he's super flexible. He's like all about kind of living in the present and the moment and enjoying things as he's going along at the moment. Like he's one of the happiest guys I've ever fucking met. He's incredible. His stories, he went to Nepal and done all his yoga instructionals and stuff like that as well. So he's fucking got all the qualification that he needs. He's legit. And I was speaking to him about it and I was like, mate, I just want to slow things down. Like I don't want to be in these roles where, like you say, white belt on white belt spazzing out. Nah. Like I say, I want to feel it. I want to know what I'm doing because that's how I'm going to learn. And he was like, that's where that mindset will get you to your blue belt. You just keep doing that. You keep going in. You keep rolling in that kind of method and that style, and it'll get you to your blue belt.
Yeah, I wish somebody would have told me when I started, like how easy it would have been to get to my blue belt. Like to just shut up and learn the basics. And then I was like, whoa, actually, like genius. Like, wow, I don't just have to grab things and pull them really hard. But I think, like, you know, now I sit here on my purple belt, I'm like, I'm now past the point where I'm like, oh, I'm not really interested in my belt. Like, like I'm not really, and I'm not interested in tabs. Like, whatever, just like when you think I'm ready for a brown, just give me the brown. Like, don't worry in the interim because I don't care. Like, I'll just keep showing up. But it's, you know, Jits is a cool game. I think I'll always love that. Like, I think when I'm done fighting, I probably might continue with Jits. But there's a very good chance that the day I'm done with fighting, it's all done. Like when I go, this chapter of my life is closed. It's all done. All of it.
And that means no coaching, no nothing. Probably
I just couldn't see me.
Are you gonna be able to do it? You can't see it. You can't. You know what I mean? You're not gonna get up and train. I could see it on your face there. You don't even believe it. You're like, that chapter's never gonna shut. What the fuck am I on about?
Bro, do you know what it is? No, like I just can't see me doing it because I think so. Like before I broke up with my ex, like we've mentioned like having kids at some stage, and like for me that's kind of on the back burner because I'm chasing my goals. And it's important that I get to my goals. I will also stop well before my kids are of an age where they would have to really think about dad's been beaten up. So I can't see me having kids for like at least 5-6 years, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. When I'm done with this game, dad's going to be dad. Do you know what I mean? Like dad's not going to be like some hard fighter. Dad's going to be dad.
Yeah.
And like, if they want to do combat sports, cool. But you're nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
Because that ain't fair. There's like this horrid expectation that they become the next big thing, or the next, like they follow my footsteps. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I
can't wait to get my daughter into jiu-jitsu, if I'm honest with you. I think for a kid, it's even for me, because we're doing it as younger, it kind of kept me off the streets and it kept me out of trouble a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I just want to try and teach her a little bit of discipline, a little bit of patience. You learn a lot of things from doing that. Yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
Like, a lot of people
and if my
don't
kids
really
want to do
understand.
it, they can. Like, if my kids want to do it, they can. But
I'm not going to force her. Yeah, I'm going to take her if she likes it. Then we can go. Yeah.
See, I'm not going to take you. If you discover it, like I'll take you. Maybe I'll take you to a range of sports. But if you happen to discover it and you want to do it, cool. And I'll take you. No one there will tell you. Like, no one there will mention me, and I won't train. And you certainly, in the very, very unlikely event that I still train, you will not train where I train. Not a chance. Got to call it. When it's done, it's done.
You say that now, mate, but wait until you've got kids and imagine they do start training. They come on, Dad, let's fucking roll. You're not gonna not roll with your kids, mate. I tell you that.
No. Bro, I'm telling you, right? When this game's done for me, we'll move on. Do you know what? Like, do you know what's a crazy thing, right? When this game's done for me, I can delete social media. Can't wait.
Oh no, mate, fuck it. I hate it. Like, obviously, some people need it for the job or whatever it is, and you to try and post yourself out there. I'm never on Facebook. Like, I honestly couldn't even tell you the last time that I posted to Facebook. That's not lying. I posted a little while ago because I said I'd never told anybody about this for months because I wanted to see how it would go on its own. I didn't want to tell family, friends, all the rest of it. Eventually, I did put it on. Yeah, I've got these interviews coming up and I'm doing this. That's probably the last thing I posted. Maybe Mrs. puts pictures of the kid up and I get tagged in them, but other than that, I don't fucking go on Facebook at all.
So I like Facebook, right? So I used to. Like, Instagram's the one that I actually use. Don't really use my Twitter or X, whatever it's called now. But I like Facebook because I just get really funny shit shared on it. Like, fucking, there's like karate people breaking boards on my feed constantly, and it just makes me laugh. And I'm like, this is exactly. But I think like I don't like social media. I wouldn't have social media if it wasn't for fighting. And I think, like I say, when this game's done, I won't have social media. Probably won't train ever again. Like, yeah, I'll go to the gym. I'll go do something else. Like, maybe I continue jiu-jitsu, but then the rest of it, nah. Goodbye. Striking, see in a bit. Not asked. Like, maybe jiu-jitsu. But then if my kids were to train, they can go train. But I don't need to train anymore. Like, my time's done.
You're not giving them a Rocky Balboa speech and standing in the rain, screaming at them.
No, because like, so here's my thing, right? So I remember I don't have a great relationship with my dad. Like, he's never really been in my life, but he played rugby, and there was like huge expectations of me to play rugby, and like I remember like trying to impress him, and like I played like men's at 14, like because I was trying to impress him, and I was getting smashed to pieces by fully grown, juiced up men at 14.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with me?
Why? Yeah.
Why?
For that little bit of not justification, is it? But yeah, I mean, for like
the a little bit, I suppose. Yeah, for a little bit from it. Oh, fuck that. Never. And my kids will never, ever, ever have to experience that. I'm proud and impressed no matter what you do. So don't think that you need to do this because I did it, because I don't care what you choose to do. Do what's going to make you happy. And that's also why I'd step away, because my dad still played, and he was like, when I did see him, he'd take me to his games as if it was a big deal. And like, nah, fuck that. Like, and plus, like, I think it's different. Like, it's way different when you've done. Not that I'm at the highest level, but like it's fairly high level where I'm currently at.
Especially the team you've got now as well, mate. Yeah, I mean, it's fucking right up there.
Yeah, heavyweight killers. Like, we're all killers, and it's like when you look at that, right? It's just like, why would I want to just do the everyday?
Yeah.
Like it's either all or nothing. It's not hobbyist. I don't know. Maybe I'll just go break boards or something. I don't know. Cry. But
film some fucking videos for Facebook or something.
Mate, honestly, some of the videos that I see, like, they just have me in stitches. Like, because I'm like, this is the most, you're breaking these boards and you think you're really impressive. And there is no aspect of you that I am impressed with. If there was one that was like it was like, I'm sure he called it like home invasion self-defense. Like, through these boards. And I was like, bro, if I broke into your house, I'd take everything you ever had.
Like that ain't gonna stop nobody. It's like the people with the self-defense, the guns and knives and shit. You just like shut up.
You're dead, bruv. You're dead.
You grab that gun, you get shot.
Like, I'm so sorry. Do you know, like, so the percentage like rate of you getting stabbed obviously goes through the roof if you carry a knife. Naturally.
The laws of attraction.
It's well higher if you carry a knife, right? But a lot of people end up getting stabbed with their own knife when in that instance. But in instances of knife versus no knife, the person with no knife, 9 times out of 10, loses. Why do you think, because of this magical self-defense video that you watched on YouTube twice, that you can stop me from stabbing you?
Yeah, I don't care how often you've watched that Jackie Chan movie where he whips off his jacket and wraps it up. It ain't fucking happening.
I had an ongoing debate with Owner Flanagan about this, like about taking a fencer versus a roadman,
right? And
just seeing
fencer versus machete and see what happens.
Like a fencer versus just our ute, like a ute, and they've both got jucking tools, just so nothing long like that. Who wins? And he's like, well, the fencer, because the fencer's actually trained with blades. And I'm like, yeah, but like the geezer that's got the jucking tool is just going to juck you. She's going to stab.
Yeah.
And like we went on about it for ages, and like the outcome is that both of them die because they're both going to stab each other.
They're both going to get stabbed each other. Yeah.
But I'm like, if you break into someone's, like if someone breaks into your house and you're like, oh, I've got the self defense for it, bro, you're fucked. Like the best defense is you getting the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Like stop being stupid. Like, and it should be criminal for these people to be teaching these self-defense videos. Like you'll never hear MMA guys talk about this for self-defense or this for self-defense. Yo, I'll say straight up, like the amount of people I recommend that if they want to learn something to defend themselves, go and learn some very, very good basic boxing and a tiny bit of, jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Just so that you can, if it does hit the ground, you can get the fuck up and run away. And if it's standing, you can punch them in the face enough to water their eyes and run away.
Yeah.
Like it's self-defense isn't difficult. Run away. Stop making it more than it needs to be.
Yeah. Like you're not in a fucking boxing match or something. Yeah. I mean, just do what you need to do. Even if you don't need to fucking hit them. Yeah. I mean, just block something that you can block and fucking move.
And just dip. And get the fuck out, like get the fuck out of Dodge. I'm not about this life where people are like, oh, I do this effect, bro. Can we have a reality check, please?
There was a time when I was 15. I was in the town centre in Warrington, and these lads were walking through. I was a bit of like a mosher fucking skater kid, you know what I mean? So these lads are walking through town, and they're messing about with my mates, and one of them pushed me, so, oh, you dickhead. And then with this lad walking across town, had a few drinks with his mate. Who you calling a dickhead? Not you, mate. I was talking to him. What? You want to fucking go? Right. And they're storming towards me. And I was just like, oh, here we fucking go. And he grabbed me by the fucking chest like that. And he went to headbutt me. So all I'd done was stiff armed and put my arms out like that and just stop the headbutt coming at me. I was like, fuck off. And then I jumped off the bench that I was sitting on and I just started walking backwards away from him. And everyone's like, what are you doing? I was like, just taking him away from the crowd that was sitting in. You know what I mean? I've got a couple of girls sitting there. There's like, they're just fucking chilling. Started walking backwards. And then everyone's like, swing for him, Jord. I was like, no. I was like, fuck off. And I'm walking and walking. And he's swinging for me wildly because he's pissed. And all I did was fucking wax on, wax off. Whatever shot was going to come close enough to me, boom, get that fuck away. Boom, get that fuck away. Very town centre within a fucking about 5 minutes of walking around. I don't know if you've ever been in Warrington town centre. It's got a fountain right in the middle of it. So walking around that fountain where the green Skittles and everything are, just walking around there, just parrying these fucking shots of this guy. Eventually, the fucking police officer turned up, grabbed him, slammed him into the bench, slammed him into the ground, and off he went. You know what I mean? Everyone was just like, the only thing I was missing there was the backflip. I was like, yeah, it was coming, mate. It was coming.
Mate, the last time anybody started anything with me, I was in a club in Newcastle, and somebody had offered it out with me, and I literally went, I'm going home, lads. Everybody have a good night. And everyone was like, why? You can back this guy. I'm like,
why though?
What's the point? Like, I'm just going to go home and get in bed because I'm old and I'm tired and I don't need this.
Yeah.
Just fucking life.
What does it do at the end of the day? Yeah, I mean, fuck all.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the only person that loses, like, I lose no matter what. So, like, I don't win anything. I don't win anything from having a fight outside of a cage.
Yeah, not at all.
Like, unless somebody pays me money. And if you want to pay me money, feel free. I'll take it. But on that note, brother, I'm gonna have to leave you because someone's getting old.
No problem.
I got
5 past 11, and we need to fucking wrap this up. So,
bro, 5 past 11.
Cheers for jumping on, mate. 2 hours have gone in fucking well quick. Yeah, I mean, so I mean, we'll fucking probably keep chatting back and forth and Insta and that. So there's no need for a good luck in your next fight as of yet. Yeah, I mean, because you know you'll get that off me closer to the fucking time anyway. But yeah, shout out to Ola for fucking getting us introduced.
Oh, you may as well just come, really, aren't you? Like, it's only Paris.
Well, it's only Paris. What is it? December the what?
December 15th. December 15th. Is that the Friday? Let me just check the calendar. Why is my calendar not loading? Yeah, December 15th. We'll say 15th.
Wait, speaking of Friday, what time do you go to the gym?
What, tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Depends. Like, so I've got.
Oh, you're going Stoke, aren't you? You're not going to Fighting for Fitness or that, no?
No, not tomorrow.
Right, okay.
So
it's an open mat between 6 and 8, I think.
Yeah, 6 and 8. I'm not there so I would go up, but I'm working in the evening. So
right,
I've got that whole life where.
I'm driving down and then I'm going to Paris on Saturday morning, but I should get there about 6, half 6. My cousin's just back from Turkey.
You go to PFL? Is that this next week?
No. I'm going to Disneyland, mate. I'm going to Disneyland. Okay, now it's not all about fights, bro. Go calm down. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen, but if if you're about in December, like, I'll be there. There's a lovely bar across the road.
I'll check it out.
The fight's over. I don't even think tickets are ridiculous, if I'm completely honest. I haven't looked, but yeah, fucking come through. I'm just gonna keep telling everybody come through. Like, it's only Paris, isn't it? It's not a million miles.
It's only fucking I mean, 35 minutes on the Eurotunnel. That's all it is. Who we sound.
Yo, it's like an hour flight, man. Like, it's an hour flight. That'll be me. Just like, it's good though, because like, I like flying because I don't feel like I'm doing anything. Whereas I still feel like I'm doing stuff on the tunnel, like, or on the train. I always feel like I'm doing stuff, and like flights just seem carefree to me. But anyway, that's a story for another day.
I know we're fucking tangent again. I keep going. Mate, cheers for jumping on, mate. It's been fucking great.
Anytime, my brother.
The best. Have a good fucking kip, mate, and enjoy your training tomorrow.
Go steady.
Sound, mate. Peace.